Yellow, 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 yellow. Trump, Trump, Trump. Kamala, Kamala, Kamala. What's up, Chrissy? How's it going? How's it going, y'all? What are y'all's doing? How's it going? Guys, we need some extra algorithm love. If y'all support the stream, tap the crap out of the screen. We have lost all of the algo love that came from having my alt account. What up, bruh? Thanks, Mux. Y'all tap the screens, tap the screen. How we doing, everybody? How we feeling about the counterterrorism director aide coming out? Resigning. He's already on Tucker Carlson. Someone in the GOP told the truth, yeah. It's pretty damning, y'all. Pretty damning. Chat, where is everybody? How we going? Is tech going to be by the CIA? I mean, it's not above Trump to do some lawfare. So, probably. Probably. Guys, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop into the box. If you enjoy these debates, don't forget to tap the screen. Let's send this out. Let's get this. Let's shake this up. Send this out to more people. What up, Sarah? Infectious Yari. How's it going, y'all? Fire and Iron, how you doing? Y'all, if you haven't done so, make sure you follow this account. This is my alt account. I have. I've sent some emails out, Tanner. Lauren with 300 minutes watched. I appreciate you, Lauren. Come on, y'all. We are at like 2K likes. Let's get to 10K. Let's get some news going. It's my pencil. Let's do this. That couldn't be worse. That couldn't be worse in contrast. Here we go. Debate me. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, everybody. Here we go. Here's some people. Thank you, Chrissy, for the GGs. Jesse Trump said Japanese Prime Minister about surprises. Let's see. Why did you not tell me about Pearl Harbor? Bro. Jesus Christ. No, dude. No, dude, no. Where's the box? Oh no, chat.
Hello.
Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes,
Nice. What do you like about Trump?
he's bombing Iran. I don't know, I'm saying that because, and this is something, I don't know how you guys feel about that in America. I'm not American. I'm low-key not American. um, I care more about 90 million people being freed from, an Islamist dictatorship than I care about your egg prices.
Wait, you think that this is going to free those people? What's the plan for that?
Well, that's the issue. Even if he doesn't even have like a very good plan, I think this is better than anything like any Democrats have done
What are you
to
talking
try
about?
to
Starting a
hold
world
on. I
war is
gotta get
better
my
than
earphones
anything
in.
we've
Give me like
done?
2 seconds. All right, I'm here.
So wait, bombing them with no plan is better than anything we've ever done?
Do you think there's no plan?
Yeah, what's the plan?
I think the plan is probably to remove enough of the regime's assets and to remove enough of their officials. And that's the reason why they divided their labor in this with Israel. Israel's the intelligence on the ground. To eventually stop the regime internal apparatus that has, massacred their own people, or at least make it weaken it
Didn't
enough to
didn't
allow
we
for an internal regime
massacre some of
change.
them too? Do you really think they want anything to do with us? Do you really
Who?
think that even if we pull out right now, they're going to be
That's
like, you know
okay.
what? We're good. We're good. We're going to stop bombing embassies. Do you think that's what's going to happen?
No, yeah, we have to keep going until they stop. That's kind of the issue.
We have to keep going. What? We have to keep killing them because
Yeah,
we're
we have to
just
keep
ensuring that they're going to be
yeah,
radicalized
no.
against us for all of
Oh, do you
perpetuity.
wait, do you think like all like Muslim people are like going to like become terrorists because they're, I don't know, they're the people who've been killing them got bombed?
All Muslim? No, I'm thinking most Iranian people, most people in Iran will probably look up at the sky and they see Israel and they say the United States when there's bombs dropping. They don't
Yeah,
care
when
about the
there's bombs
politics.
dropping on the people who shot 30 to 40,000 of them. Do
They
you
don't
even
care. They
remember
don't
that?
care. They are now radicalized against us. They are
No, that's
now
not.
death to America, even more so than they were since we did a coup in 1953. The whole reason
I'm
they hate us in the first place is because of us.
No, that's not how this works. People in Iran are not like Afghans, right? It's not like there's like an ingrained tribal structure there. The people there are westernized, they're educated. The people there are heavily stratified between like the richer Basij and IRGC affiliated members, the regime leadership, whatever, and the people on the lower parts, the civilians. It's not like the civilians who immediately, the moment when the IRGC leadership, when the military infrastructure is bombed, it's not like they'll immediately turn and say, my tribe is in danger. The same way maybe a lot of the
The
Pashtun
girls'
people in
school,
the. What?
the girls' school, the all girls' school.
Do you really think the girls' school matters more than like the 34,000 people who were shot? I mean, dude, we
From
don't
their
even know
perspective,
if.
absolutely. Yeah.
No. Do you have any evidence for that? Like
Yeah,
any?
like unprovoked innocent children versus some people that were political, you know, um, dissidents.
What, you mean like the tens of millions of like protesters? Do you think
Tens
that's.
of millions.
No, there weren't tens of millions killed. The tens of millions of people who protested.
The sure, I'm sure there's tens of millions. There's 90 million people in that country. So whether or not you think that they're divided against us is irrelevant. They are more united against being bombed
That's
than they are
bullshit. You have
against the
absolutely
government.
no evidence. You have
They,
absolutely no
they
evidence.
stopped leaving the country. There's plenty of evidence.
They stopped leaving the country.
Yeah,
Do you think there weren't like IRGC border guards on like each checkpoint?
they
Do you have
stopped doing
any?
that. When that all fell, the people there was a huge outflow, and then it stopped, and then they
Yeah,
came
because
back.
they started fucking shooting anyone trying to leave.
No,
Do you think that stuff comes out of Iran? Do you think like no, I'm actually curious. Do you think Iran is like anything comparable like say Afghanistan?
in what way?
Like where the people are like, well, there a city nearby us got bombed, so now we'll rally around the flag and our tribe, and
Yes,
we have to.
yes,
I.
yes.
It's really hard to engage with that
Yes,
because like
because you
this is like,
literally just said that. Oh, do I think all Islam, yada, 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 yada? No, I didn't even say that. But in your head, in most Americans' heads, that's what you're thinking. You
I'm not
guys have been
American. I'm
radicalized against
European.
Islam. You guys think that Islam are going to come over and do Sharia law and stuff. This is how it's justified in your head. And this is how you think this is somehow going to
Yeah,
free
well, and
these
you think
people
that,
of that
okay,
idea. And
sorry.
it's not.
Yeah, and you think that that because someone's country gets bombed, they like, I'm sorry, do you think like in Nazi Germany, right? Do you think like 5 years after the not even after the Nazi regime like collapsed, do you think like after the bombing raid on like Dresden, do you think like the German people in like 1946, 1947, like after like during denazification when the people started like opening up again, they no longer went under the threat of like the SS. Do you think like some random like German, I guess like German civilian, do you think they still like had a deep burning hatred for like Americans? How dare you bomb this like factory city?
This is still unresolved. This is still unresolved, and the narrative is still coming from the regime we so much
No, I'm
hate
trying
and
to.
have a
I'm trying
problem
to.
with. So if Nazi
We're trying to.
Germans, like if they were still in power, if Hitler were still in power, and we'd try to be like, hey, you know what you're doing is wrong, like this, that would be more accurate of a reflection.
Uh-huh. So if it really just purely depends on like the leadership, right? So you
Of
think like
course,
as
and
long
the
as the
narrative,
Islamic,
yeah. Like if for you to be so gung ho against, like for this with no direct resolution, you're just like, I don't like how they're being oppressed. But when like in all seriousness, it's really just a different flavor of the same oppression like the Trump administration's doing here.
what?
Yeah,
No, sorry, that my European came out. Holy shit! All right, let's just go down this. Um, how many like women in the U.S.? I'm not sure about this. How many women have been like forced to wear the veil
I'm
by
sorry.
like threat of death?
So what you're saying is because women aren't forced into marriage, it's not the same. But women here are forced into carrying children, even if they're raped. Women here
Do you think
are
abortion is
married
anywhere
at a young
similar to like
age, as young as like 15 or 13 with parents' consent.
how the
Uh,
fuck? Wait, sorry. Yeah, you're rambling. Do you think abortion is anywhere similar to being forced married? Like
being
not being allowed to
forced to
abort?
get to carry a child and give birth.
Yeah. Do you think that's
What do
similar?
you what do you mean?
Well, in one case, you have like a woman who consensually has sex with someone.
Oh,
Uh, uh,
consensually now. I thought it was rape.
I mean, maybe if you're like only okay with like banning abortion, but like not okay if it's like rape, maybe.
We don't
But
have any of that here. I'm in Texas. You get a $10,000 fine if you get caught Ubering somebody to get an abortion.
mhm. Do you think I'm just really curious. Do you think like child marriage is like more or less similar in like how bad it is to, I guess, banning abortion?
I think that literally every single thing that y'all are doing have remnants of the same idea of like having women as a second class, shaming sex, basically, um, uh, what's it called? Fetishizing anything that's not like heteronormative. That's why rape culture is such a big thing. Like they're huge into forcing women into modesty and anti-liberal movements, anti-feminist movements. That's mostly what Trump is about. That's mostly what y'all are about, or the people on the right are about.
Right.
Women aren't
So
allowed to speak up in church, right? They're not allowed to do all that. Like,
no,
if we actually went by the Bible, we would have a lot of things. We have a lot of similar problems, wouldn't we?
really. Do you think? I'm not sure. Is there like since we went on the Bible for some reason, is there like a part in the Bible where it said like Jesus married I don't know what was that woman again, like Mary Magdalene when she was 6 years old, and he consummated the marriage when she was 9. How many
I
times
don't
is
know.
that
God
shown
did
in the
the same
Bible?
thing to Mary when she was like 14 or 16. So
I don't think people are supposed to get their like moral lessons from what God did there.
I don't care. I don't care what you try to do to reach around the
No, I don't
fact that
care
we
either.
have
I'm
the
not a
same.
Christian. I'm
It's
talking
just a
about
different
Iran.
flavor. It's the same.
We don't have to
It's
go
all
off on like,
superstitious bullshit fairy tales to me. To anybody with an
yes,
actual
I
brain,
agree.
it
I
doesn't make
agree.
any sense. I think it's
I
stupid to
agree.
justify one and not the other.
Yes, but why are you saying that one is that these massively far apart things are comparable? They're so morally different, right? One of them is you can say like, oh yeah, they come maybe from like a similar headspace, and I agree. But holy fuck, you're comparing like child sex slavery with like,
Dog, y'all literally did. Christianity had that not that long ago here. They
bro,
justified it with the
that's not
Bible.
Chris, bro.
Yes, they
No,
did.
no,
Yes, they
no.
did.
That was
They justified
no,
slavery with the Bible. There's instructions
no.
for it. There's literal
There's no instructions
instructions
for
for how to treat your
no.
women, and
Yeah,
that
there
you
were
can keep
instructions
them
for
for
how to
X amount of
treat them,
years. You
not
can keep the children as sex slaves and use them to breed.
was
Yeah.
there any part in the Bible that said like slavery should be is good? It should be
There's
done
not a single
while
word that says it's bad.
no, that's that. Yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah.
There's no word that is bad. That means it's up to the people to decide is this moral or not, right?
Yeah.
So you're, essentially, what you're saying is just be more superstitious. Just say, well, God also told me that slavery is bad.
When did he say
I
that?
guess maybe at that time there was like, but let's get back to Iran because I don't want to talk about slavery right
You're
now.
sitting here demonizing this other culture that uses this other religion.
Hmm.
That you're sitting here advocating for the same exact scenario here. You're
No,
advocating for the Heritage Foundation to
no,
abolish the DOE so that we could have shittier schools and so that people become teen pregnancy more often, because that's what happens in
is that the
Republican
reason? Is
areas.
that wait? Is that the goal of? Is that the
Yes.
goal?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Christ, that's really messed up. It's good that I'm not like a real Trump supporter then. Wow, you're really disappointed.
I'm disappointed. I am
Yeah,
about what?
that I'm not like, I don't know, being more MAGA. I don't know.
I don't think I'm either way about that. I'm just here to debate people.
Yeah, listen, and this is not. I'm not. I'm abandoning my hostility because I feel like I went off on the wrong foot with you. Because I agree, if Donald Trump or whatever, if like the Republicans said that, that's messed up, right? And I would go so far as to say that if a country started like forcing people into poverty or I don't know, like forcing them inside of like an information apparatus to like oppress them and to like uh, make them not be able to even go out on the street without being like shot, I would gladly want like other countries to interfere and to stop that from happening. And like what happens
Didn't
after
we
that,
have that already? Twice?
yeah, like what's happening right now in Iran, yeah.
No, I mean here in the United States, in Wisconsin, Minnesota. I mean, didn't we
Yeah,
have
that
the state-sponsored killing of a innocent person?
um you mean the woman who was like driving into that dude?
Or Alex Peretti, if you want to believe that she was driving into him with her wheels locked all the way away from him, sure. But Alex
Yeah,
Peretti wasn't doing any of that.
Alex Preddy got shot by like some really dumb police officer. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
and did we have an investigation on that, or did they stop it?
Um, yeah, they Well,
They
I think
shut it
yeah,
down.
they
They
shut it
shut it
down. Yeah,
down. Yeah.
yeah.
What's different between that and the killing in Iran?
Well, in one hand, it's like police misconduct that's then reinforced by the state, or at least accepted by the state. On the other hand, it's the state ordering the police to fire into a crowd of protesters. If you think these
And
two are
we have
comparable, you
instances of
are a
Trump saying
terrorist.
that we could shoot protesters beneath the knees. Mark Esper,
Beneath the knees?
yeah, Mark Esper came out after Trump's first administration, said that Trump asked him if he could do that.
Do you think that's comparable?
No, I
Like
think that's
asking,
that's the way Trump's mind works. Yes, he's like an actual narcissist. He doesn't actually can even conceptualize other people, like empathizing with other people.
yeah, that is crazy. Yeah. See, we can agree on what Trump does is crazy and it's bad. And I would even say if Trump starts shooting, telling the police to fire into a crowd of protesters, telling his, I don't know, who's that guy, the war minister, um,
Pete Hegseth?
Pete Hegseth, to send like his private militia to like fire into a group of people. If like a woman isn't wearing a veil, beat her to death. I think if that started happening, I would gladly have like some like
That's your
uh,
line.
yeah, I'd gladly have Europeans and Canadians or whatever like
Good luck.
stopping it.
Good luck. We have like the most insanely oversized military of anyone on Earth. Like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah, sadly, we can't do anything about that. That's why you know, you should squish the bug before it's there.
Yeah. So any
Um,
signs of like authoritarian, like dictator, like like consolidating of power and dissent among people who are protesting, and using the federal government to kill civilians and covering it up. I think that we should squash that early, right? Like we should stop that.
yeah, though it's pretty hard to like see the signs of that. Like in France, there was like a
There's this
protest
thing
in
called the
which
14 tenets of fascism. We can just look at that.
was that?
You've never heard of the 14 tenets of fascism?
Um, isn't that from like some Italian guy?
It's a guy named Umberto Eco.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Those are the warning signs for fascism. And if you
Is
just take a peek at them, Trump
mhm.
like just is 10 out of 10 on every one of them.
Wait, I'm curious. Was Umberto Eco, was he like a fascist himself? Was he like,
No,
did
the
he work for
scholar.
like Mussolini or?
No,
So why are we using him to like identify fascism?
because we don't need someone from the inside to give us a biased opinion on how it works. We need somebody
What do
who
you mean a
looked at all
biased
of the
opinion?
regimes that used fascism, both of them, the two big ones, and say, here's what they had in common. Here are the mechanisms that made them work. This is what he did, and this is what all the scholars around the world agreed that this to be true. When he released this, circa like 1960ish, they all said,
You
"Wow,
mean
this makes sense."
um so it's like a description of things that are I don't know, like authoritarian then.
It's like things that they do to capture the will of the people and consolidate power.
Hmm, interesting. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, if Trump really is that crazy, I don't know. I just gotta hope you good luck, you know. But I must commend you guys for keeping up the good fight and bombing Iran
1991,
and
sorry.
conceding about. Wait, you're Canadian?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, sorry. And I don't know, conceding on Greenland and giving us all that money. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm done talking. Um,
Are you Denmark? Are you
no, I'm from the Netherlands, from Europe.
Oh, nice. Why do you like Trump?
Where? Wait, you know what? I'm staying. Why I like Trump? I don't. I think he's a really weird guy. I think he's essentially. My dad once compared him to like throwing someone is like a cold shower and then turning out up like the heat up really quick. Like you got to get out of the heat at some point, but there is like a sweet spot where it's like warm for a short bit, you know? So what I'm saying is I think a lot of the foreign policy shit that Trump did in like the early parts right now were absolutely, I can't use that word, stupid, right? Dumb. But the stuff he's done with like Venezuela and now Cuba and like Iran, I think um, the legacy that may have in like the long term, I think that's like very positive.
I think that dog the there was a European magazine that just came out with a a, a cover, and it was Trump with the Hitler mustache, but it was oil coming out of his nose.
Mhm.
That's how they're going to see him. They're not going to see. They're going to see him just like they saw when Hitler freed the people of Austria. This is how you're looking at this. You're looking at it through the worst lens. Trump is starving the people of Cuba. They have no oil. It's been this way for weeks. For people to just now tune into this is insane to me. They're literally starving. They have no power. There's disease just running rampant. They have no water. This is not a good thing. Why did we do that?
Well, didn't we have like no, I'm speaking with we if like the US right now. Didn't the US have like an embargo on Japan since like 1936, like before they went into the war?
How is this relevant?
Well, you're saying it's like this embargo, it's causing like very negative consequences.
It's not just an embargo. He's got ships surrounding the island.
Yeah, sure, the blockade is like negative, yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think that in like in the long term, do you think that blockading like Imperial Japan might have been a good thing?
I guess sure. Imperial Japan is a long shot from Cuba. Cuba's hurting, but I think that like for us, it's really mostly our fault, right? Didn't we
Mhm.
do this to Cuba? Didn't we just like really fuck them over and then embargo them for decades? And then we
Well,
came around, we're like, all right, we're sorry.
yeah, I don't know. They put like nuclear bombs pointed at like US cities
Russia did.
and yeah, Russia did. And who accepted those bombs?
Well, I mean, after what we did to them, after we put nukes on all of the Russians' borders and all of the countries
Yeah,
that
and
are
Russia
close
was
to them,
justified. Yeah, Russia would have been justified in like
we were
blockading or
not the
embargoing
good
all of
guys in
those
that
European
scenario.
countries
We were not the good
if they
guys.
no, it doesn't you don't have to be the good guys in that scenario for it to be understandable, right? If someone is accepting like nuclear bombs, these fucking um, city destroying mega destroyers, whatever. If someone's accepting those and pointing them towards you,
You were looking at it through like a window like this, and I had to say, "Here's the big picture." And again, we are not the good guys, and we're coming out here saving these people from a mess we created.
how did we create the mess,
Didn't we coup them and
dude?
fuck up their entire country a long time ago?
Did we help like the Che Guevara guy or that communist guy? Did we help that guy take the country?
I don't know, but apparently we've also just freed the guy who was using drugs to enrich himself in the country and smuggle 400 tons of cocaine into the United States. Trump just pardoned him.
Yeah, that's
So,
bad, sure.
so if we're mad at that guy, why are we pardoning him?
Um, well, who is he?
The former leader of Cuba?
Batista.
Yeah.
We pardon. All right, we pardon the former leader. Um, don't you think someone having like smuggled drugs in like the
Oh, that
past
was
or
Honduras. Just kidding. They were
Oh,
doing it
sure.
for some sort of angle on Cuba, I think, though. That was
Oh,
Honduras. Yeah.
um, that does change things. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy
None
too.
of this really like what happened to America first? What happened to, why is he doing all these side quests? And the answer is easy. He's just trying to get rich. He's getting oil. His
No,
oil
no,
friends are getting
bro.
all of that shit from
Can we?
Venezuela.
Sorry. I'm being pretty rude to you. You're being very nice. So, um, I'm pretty sure the U.S. is like an extreme like oil exporter, right? Like you don't need more oil in the American market. What you need, and what I think what Trump is doing is he's trying to isolate China. He's trying to make China lose very vital either partners or energy exports from the Strait of Hormuz. They get like I think like 40% of all of their LNG from the Strait of Hormuz,
They're
and
not
they
alone. The
got
whole world gets energy from Strait of Hormuz.
East Asia gets by far the most.
Well, still, the gas market, the oil market is a world market. So
Yeah,
when you negatively affect all of them, it affects us.
sure, but I'm pretty sure manufacturers themselves had made deals with Iran itself for those oil shipments. So it wasn't that the oil market does affect us right now, but the oil itself no longer goes to China, or it might right now. But if the regime ends up falling, that's a
Like,
huge
are we
amount
trying
of
to
oil
crash the
lost.
entire world economy? Because, like, what if China falls? Like, what are you saying? Like, if China
If China
falls,
falls
where does everybody get their shit tomorrow?
from China, unless China like completely collapses into like I don't know,
How
like
are
a
they going to
million
make shit
pieces.
without oil?
Um, well, they probably won't be like so stubborn as to like not make any deals at that point. I don't
So
think
Trump
like
is
China is
trying
way
to
more pragmatic.
literally, like, rule the world through economic war and literal war, but he ran on no new wars.
Yeah, that's hypocritical. Yeah. However, I don't really personally think that if someone's kind of breaking their own campaign promises, like, come on, let's be honest. He made those promises to a bunch of hicks who they were in favor of the Iraq war when it happened, but ended up crying about it like 15 years later when they heard about like I don't
They
know,
were in
like the
favor of pulling
Democrats.
out of Afghanistan, and now they're in favor of this. They have no actual values. They're gods,
Yeah,
guns, and
I
family.
I
They're negative IQ politics. None of this makes any sense. Trump has doubled his wealth last year. If you want to know why, if you want to make this all make sense, like really easily, you could just look at who he told about who when he was going into Venezuela. Nobody besides the oil executives. Didn't tell Congress. Didn't tell anybody. Afterwards, had a meeting with the oil executives, not Congress. It was like a week before he met with Congress.
what do you think
This
he
is
might
all about
oh
oil.
sorry. What do you think someone might make a deal or even a conversation with oil executives before going in a war near the Strait of Hormuz?
At the ballroom, I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably because the oil market might like crash or I don't know, do something weird, right?
Mostly positive.
Mostly positive during the war with Iran.
Yeah. Oh no, not with Iran. I'm talking about Venezuela.
Oh yeah, Venezuela. Yeah, obviously you'd want to make like deals with like the oil market. I don't think OPEC is going to be very open about like suddenly getting all of those like oil money exporters in Venezuela, these new companies giving new like lowering the price of oil, right? So obviously you're going to have to like communicate with like really big
This
businesses.
you could see what Trump said as we did it. He goes, he's jumping for joy. He goes, they have a lot of oil. They have a lot of oil. Lindsey Graham's going, oh yeah, we also freed some of the civilians. They're economic prisoners, or I mean, political prisoners. But Trump like keeps screaming from the back, but mostly oil. Like he doesn't
Mhm.
know when to shut up. It was about the
No, he
oil,
has to
man.
sell
It
it
was
to his
about the
own
oil.
people. He has to sell it to
And
like
the
the business provider.
same thing with Greenland, same thing with Cuba, same thing. He's going there for the resources and for his friends to make money.
Um, no, I think it's probably more to do with China. You haven't really convinced me.
Okay, what can we
Ultimately,
do? What can we not do to Greenland that we absolutely have to be ownership before it happens?
I
What
think
what
the
do we have to
issue
do?
with Greenland I think the issue with Greenland is that Europe has not been very compliant when it comes to NATO defense spending. And I'm saying this as a European person. The pressures of the invasion, the Russian invasion
What does
of
that mean?
Ukraine. What I'm saying is that there hasn't been enough like development of domestic European military industries, and this might be different from what most Republicans would say. Most Republicans would want American companies selling their weapons towards European defense companies.
So we're mad because we're not
Um,
getting rich enough?
no, no. The issue, well, maybe for Trump, but the issue right now, when it comes to why Greenland is vital, is that Greenland itself is a place that is very hard to access, especially with a lot of like the green tape that exists around the island. It's very hard to operate in. It's very hard to get resource rights to, and this is largely
There
due to
you
the
go. Resource rights. That's what you're talking
yeah.
about. That's all it
Well, that's
that's all that
part of the
matters.
reason.
That's what it's about. It's not
No,
about our military presence. We can do
dude, there's
everything.
barely any accessible resources inside of Greenland. This is
We can
all like a big lie, right?
we have no reason to actually own it. We can do everything we want to
Yeah, I
militarily without
agree.
owning
And
it.
that's the no, no, no. We have no reason to own it. Fuck, I'm saying we when it comes to America. They have no reason to own it for resources, and they have no reason to own it for military sources.
Are you talking about Greenland?
But
You
they
said
do have
Greenland
a,
doesn't have natural resources?
they do, but it's just
They
not
they have
anything
they have a
compared to.
ton
They
of
have
natural
nothing. It's
resources.
nothing. It's nothing compared to America, Canada, and China, right?
What do you mean it's not? I
That's
mean,
No,
like, there's a lot of places.
what do you mean?
America's the most resource rich place ever. Like, it doesn't mean they don't have things we don't have.
No,
What
I just wanted
Greenland?
to point out the whole China argument you were talking about, like this whole Iranian war, it's doing nothing but benefiting China.
How?
China is literally the only country that they're allowing to go through.
No, they
China,
let India
India.
through too,
If you're
but
if you're friendly with Western businesses, you're not allowed through. If
exact.
you're paying in Chinese yuan, you can go on. Go on. You cut the line.
Do you think
That's
China?
literally what's happening right now.
Yeah. Do you think China is like really happy that their oil fields well, not their oil fields, but the oil fields of their allies are currently being like threatened with like an invasion by the U.S. Marines?
I don't think
What
anybody
oil
in the
fields?
world
What
is
are you
happy
talking
about
about?
that. Nobody in the
Card
world
Island.
that has a car is happy about that.
No, I'm asking about like China, the state.
China
Are we
is
just aiming to like displease them generally or
No,
something?
we're aiming to completely cut off at least their oil imports from Iran, Venezuela, and from there start like diplomatically isolating them.
But it's
Um,
doing the exact opposite, my guy.
how?
So Australia, just 2 weeks, I think it was two, it might have been just a week ago, for the first time ever, did I think it was 80 billion barrels of oil. They purchased it in Chinese yuan.
Okay.
This is happening. They are literally taking our dollar and devaluing it
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
of this
Why
and
war.
do
the
you?
whole
Like they're
No. Hold
forcing
on.
people to buy it
most
in other
Why do you
dollars
think they're doing that?
because the
because
United
it's
States
going to
is
hurt
unreliable.
America.
Because under Trump,
No,
the
Yeah.
they're
United
not
States
doing
cannot
it
be
because they
relied
want
on.
to hurt America. That's not
Yeah,
what Australia is doing with it. Um,
What?
and
No, they're doing it. They're doing it because Iran wouldn't do business with them unless they did it in Chinese yuan. Like they knew that
yeah,
that would hurt America,
I
so
agree.
that's what they're doing. But so how is that good for America? Like you're
Because
saying,
the Iranian
China's
because
gonna suffer from this.
the
They're literally
Iranian
the only
regime is
ones
being
benefiting.
because the
Oh, I'm
Iranian
sorry.
regime is being destroyed, right? That's why.
by what
How?
metric?
By what
How?
metric? Ali Larijani was killed.
Yeah,
Musavi, the
you don't think they have
intelligence leader,
backups
was
for
killed.
this?
Dude, we can always play that game of like, oh yeah, it's so entrenched, and yeah, they'll keep fighting, but like
Yeah,
we have no precedence for that, right? So,
yeah,
um,
What?
yeah. That's not. They've have contingencies on top of contingencies for
Are
this,
you
man.
ignoring
Like if
the
you,
elephant in the room that they've already said that this is not about a regime change, that they're not going to do it, and that this was about somehow about nuclear weapons. And
did
now
they
we
say
find out
that?
that the whistleblower that came out says there was absolutely no signs of nuclear enrichment or uranium enrichment for nukes, and there hasn't been for years or decades. And that how does this not make you question every bit of why we're there in the first place at all. Like even Tulsi Gabbard came out and said our own Secretary of National Intelligence came out and said that they have no plans for uranium or nuclear development for weapons, and then we bombed them, and then they say that they destroyed all of it, and now we're saying we're going back because we need to, they're doing it again or something.
Well, you can just say like the messaging has been inconsistent, right? That's fine.
Doesn't
Sure,
point
that's correct.
to
Yeah.
some real serious issues?
No, that does not.
I want to
Obviously,
get
the
back to my
messaging.
question
Oh,
though.
sure.
Like you said, this was to damage China. If Iran is only allowing ships to go through that are friendly with the East, which would be China, India, states like that, and other countries, other continents, the continent of Australia is literally doing business in Chinese yuan. How is this hurting China?
Because if China's going to lose their imports from Iran at some point when the regime collapses, we're completely speaking now. If the regime collapses, because you guys, your defense was it won't. But let's say it collapses. Do you think they're going to be exporting it at as much of a discount to China
Yeah.
if
Ifs
the
and
regime's
buts,
gone?
if and buts don't work in this conversation. This is what's actively happening.
No
No,
matter,
if and buts is like the reason why you do strategy, right? If I do this, then this might happen.
no matter
That's
Yeah, but
what
you're
regime,
saying they're eventually going to fall. They're not,
no
and they're
matter
strengthening the Chinese
That's what
economy
we're
as
trying
we're
to do
talking.
right now. We're trying to
How?
make the regime fall. That's essentially the goal. That's the reason why you target people like Ali Larijani. That's the reason why you target someone like Ali Khamenei. You don't target someone like Ali Khamenei if your goal is to remove the nuclear program.
I mean, yeah, sure it is. It could be, yeah. Like if he was somebody who was in charge of and wanted to seek a nuke, and that would be the narrative, sure, then yeah. But like, it doesn't seem like there's any real clear path, and it seems like this is just something that Israel drug Trump into. Seems to be like a consensus across even both
Yeah.
sides.
Stuck his hand right up his butt and just.
It seems to be that people who are desperate, that just hardliner like Trump backers are coming up with this like oorah shit to say and justify this war with some sort of like, oh, we're freeing these oppressed people. Meanwhile, here at home, we're more divided than ever, and we're primed for like a dictatorship and authoritarianship.
Do you
Like,
think, I'm curious, do you think like, because this is maybe a bit off topic, but this just kind of like to read the room. Do you think Israel's like unjustified in wanting like Iran's regime gone?
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah.
So like the supporting of Hezbollah and Hamas, that's completely like
Byproducts of Israeli bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Even
So there's
funded
not
by
Bunch of
Israel,
people's
sure.
land, you're probably going to have groups of people who don't like.
how much.
you anymore.
Wait, they didn't steal any land from Hezbollah. That's bullshit.
They stole it from
Yeah.
Lebanon.
No, they stole. it
No,
from
they didn't
Lebanon.
steal it from
Yeah.
Lebanon. Those
Gemini,
people
Gemini,
still
thank
live
you
there,
so much
right?
for becoming a super fan. Thank you guys. Chat. This is, by the way, this is my alt account. If you're not following, my main account is permanently banned. So follow this account. This is my new account.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got the banana nana.
Oh my god, dude! I was gonna ask you like why I hadn't seen you in a bit. Holy shit!
I think it's his YouTube did it to him, man. Is he got somebody on here being super anti-Semitic on his YouTube, and TikTok couldn't figure out if it was him or the caller, and they got
I'm
him.
sure it was very hard to tell.
God, that sucks, man.
No, I'm curious though. Like supporting Hezbollah, supporting Hamas, that's purely byproducts of Israel. Like
What are those groups about? They're
Well,
groups that have risen
yeah,
up
to destroy
because of
Israel, to remove the Jews from the land. Sure.
it's just
No, it's-
unprovoked.
Well, yeah. No, Hezbollah right now is unprovoked. Yeah, they have
So
no
what was
reason
it?
to exist.
What was
They-
Israel like before 1948?
Before 1948, it was
Uh-huh.
a part of the British Mandate, so it's a British colony,
Right,
or a League of
But did-
Nations
did,
mandate.
did people live there in peace, and they weren't fighting each other and being like, you shouldn't be at this part of this land, and you have to
Yeah,
stay
obviously
over
there were.
on this side of the land. Yeah, they weren't really though.
They. What do you mean? They were.
They lived in harmony, to say.
No, that's
one
not true,
time.
dude. Wait, can you look up the Hebron massacre, 1929? What 1921?
Sure. Sure. What's it gonna tell me? That people were fighting?
No, yeah, that like 30 Jews were like shot by Arabs in
Oh, okay.
town.
Okay.
Do you think that might not be indicative?
and then when Israel comes in and they take and they're like, hey, this is all of ours, and you guys have to be segregated over. In
All
this
right, can we
division,"
not have like
and
an
on top of that,
Israel-Palestine debate because you're so out of your
and on
depth,
top of
please.
that, we're gonna make you second class citizens. That wouldn't hold resentment towards anybody.
Oh God, you're so out of your depth, dude.
Am I?
Bro, Palestinians are not citizens of Israel. Those who are in Israel right now, who are citizens, so yeah, those are citizens, they have exactly the same rights as Israelis do. I think there's like one law that might be different, that like people in like some villages can choose not to allow any Palestinians, but they can also choose not to accept any Christians, right? Well, the people inside of like the Palestine proper, they're not citizens at all, right? They don't have any citizenship because Palestine is not recognized because Palestine is occupied. And that's the issue right now. Hamas, though, has completely thrown a wrench in the peace process. They will never stop being occupied because Hamas chose to fire rockets at people going to school. That's the issue. And if you keep supporting Hamas as Iran, you're probably going to have Israel as your enemy, right? That's probably pretty
Well, if you keep
natural.
indiscriminately bombing like entire square city blocks to take out one person for like the last decades, they've been known to do this. They
Really?
don't give
How many
a
people died?
fuck. They don't give a fuck. They will kill anybody. They will kill entire square blocks.
How many people died?
What do you mean? How many people died?
80,000 now.
80,000?
I'm not
In-
just
in-
talking about Palestine. I'm not just talking about Palestine.
Yeah. No, let's
I'm
keep
talking
on
about like
Palestine right
in
now.
just about any moment in history where you've seen them carry out a threat or an attack. That's how they do it. That's how they roll. They'll fucking kill everyone around them. They don't give a fuck.
Scorch earth.
Really, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't care.
So like they were like dropping dumb bombs with like shrapnel bombs on
Well,
Gaza.
I'm sure
with,
you
like,
can
the
straw
intention
man
of
and
killing as many
caricature
people.
my opinion, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm fucking
Yeah,
saying,
but
and they do
I'm
it.
just saying you're wrong. That's
No.
that's what I'm saying.
No,
You're going to try and argue degrees of giving a fuckness when we know for a fact that Israel has used tanks on little girls.
Okay. Do you think like
Okay.
the Allies didn't?
Like
in World
I
War II?
like that response. I like that you agreed with that. That's where we're
Wait,
at.
do you
So we're
think
not
that
even-
was like an intentional policy? Like, yeah, IDF, if we see a little girl, we'll drive over her with a motorcycle. Like, dude, do you
Yeah.
really think like Jews are still like?
well
Oh.
let's you know what, I'm happy to
there's
answer
documented
that.
instances of that.
Was the tank operator and really the entire squad within that tank, were they punished?
No, dude.
Oh, okay,
Dude,
then it's
how
policy.
often do you think people like soldiers outside
often
of maybe
enough
the
that
U.S.
I, a white boy in Georgia who has never been anywhere near the Middle East in my entire life, the closest
Yeah, I
I
can
ever
tell.
got was living in Europe, okay, that
Hi,
I
Jasmine.
know about it.
Really?
Really? Now,
Yeah.
back to my original question. Was the squad punished? Yes or no?
Well, that probably depends on what the IDF did. I'm sure they probably didn't tell anyone who these soldiers were in that tank, right? So we probably wouldn't know.
Okay.
I hope so.
Do you think they were punished?
No, I don't think they were.
Okay, so if you don't think they were punished, which is a perfectly reasonable thing to think, right?
No, it's not reasonable to think.
The
Like,
IDF doesn't
90%
give a
of the
shit.
chance-
You and I
No.
both know this.
No,
This is you playing
Nemo,
coy. This is you playing coy.
Nemo, the IDF does have like internal guidelines and like internal laws.
Internal guidelines, excellent. So then
And laws.
was the squad punished?
We don't know.
Okay, but you
But I'm
yourself
just saying the
said
chance of
probably
them being
not.
punished is
You
relatively
just said
low.
that they probably weren't.
Yeah, the chance is low because it's one of
Okay,
the,
so then the internal guidelines and the laws, the rules that you are now retreating to mean dick because they're not being
Really?
enforced,
Do
right?
you think do you think the U.S. Army guidelines meant dick because like, oh yeah, in the bombing of Mosul, that one like school got like absolutely blasted open. You think that doesn't
Yeah.
matter? Do you think the U.S. Air Force doesn't have any like?
Was the person punished?
No,
No?
no.
No,
you
I
think
call
these laws-
bullshit on that.
Do you think these laws mean dick?
Of course they
Yeah,
do.
dude. Yeah.
If there are
The
no
US laws?
laws, if that's
Yes.
if your flavor of politics requires that there are just no laws of war, then I'm sorry, you're probably in the wrong, man.
No, they do require
Sorry.
law, and I think they do need law. The issue is sometimes it isn't enforced.
Oh, okay. So they
For
For
need
the
doesn't
sake
law.
of the
represent an entire
conversation,
country.
you have to drop all of these beliefs.
What?
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying it doesn't apply to an entire country because one random tank crew in this random
Is it a random tank crew?
military
Okay, cool.
segment
We can talk
shot
about this.
some.
We could talk about the Israeli sniper that popped a little girl who was holding a white flag.
Wait, hold on. We can like speak about like a million examples of this.
You're right, because there are a million examples. It's crazy how that works, right?
No, there aren't a million examples. There's
Oh,
maybe
well, then
like
why'd you say there were a
50.
million examples? Because I guarantee you there
No,
are.
it's bro. I'm trying to make fun of your argument, but it's really
You're
hard
trying
because
to
you are already
what?
stupid.
You're
on
trying to
your
turn my
own.
argument into what? A caricature? Because what? Even though it's fact,
No,
you're really bad at this. What was that about TikTok
Listen,
TikTok
listen.
being out of his depth? It sounds like you're out of your depth, dude.
no. TikTok is out of his depth on like the history
You're
of the
like
region.
not even allowed in the kiddie pool. Like
Nemo,
you're way
I'm
out.
sure you're not even allowed to look at the kiddie pool, dude. You sorry for that.
You
beard.
shouldn't
I
even
mean,
say the word
Are
fascism.
you
so ignorant
casually
towards
admitting that
fascism.
you're looking at a kiddie pool? What?
No, I'm saying you can, but
I'm pretty sure that you just said that. Once again,
Sure,
out of your
dude.
depth. Okay.
Listen, if you think that Israel is not justified,
I think here's what I originally wanted to push you on. So
All right.
you have an issue with Hamas and Hezbollah,
Mhm.
right?
you guys don't, I guess.
I mean, I have an issue with any group that commits war crimes, right?
Yeah,
But
sure.
you have an
Sure,
issue
dude.
with Hamas and Hezbollah under the guise that, well, actually, hold on, let me back up a bit. You have an issue with Iran because Iran is supporting groups like Hamas and Hezbollah,
That's not
and
the only reason. But
they are unaliving Israelis. Is that like the logic that I'm hearing?
no, there's more for why I hate
No,
Iran.
that's
No,
not why.
yeah, no, that's not the only
I'm gonna
reason.
I'm gonna
There's way
pause
more.
everybody. Covey needs to make an announcement.
Yeah, Covey's here.
All right.
Oh my goodness, no, I wasn't here for the announcement. Sorry, I wanted to participate in the debate. But
Oh,
I sent you
yeah, I
a
know.
like
Well,
this-
while I have you
I-
here,
I-
can
You're
you
the
do your
expert.
announcement?
Oh, did you see the DM?
I
sent
did,
you?
and I forgot to respond.
Oh, period. So you can respond. It was about like a live that I wanted to host as well. A co live with multiple other people. So that's why I was asking you. But you can take your time and respond. That's perfectly fine.
Okay. Okay.
Period. Thank you very much.
No
I
problem.
appreciate you though.
No problem. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'll keep on. I believe Nemo.
Oh, okay. So, Chud, you have an issue with Iran because of what I laid out, right?
Yeah, there's more to it, but that's kind of like at least for the why the Israelis have an issue with Iran. Certainly, yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool. And let's just operate under that assumption. So let's just say, well, Israel wants to go to war with Iran because Iran is doing what you've alleged, right?
Yeah, they're supporting like terrorist organizations that are like striking civilians. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, cool. Now, if those organizations, as you put it, went after Israeli citizens, specific ones, right? Now, that to be clear, not in the military, okay? But went after Israeli citizens, but they had specific targets. Like this wasn't just indiscriminate. They had targets. That would still be bad, right?
No, it's still illegal. You can't.
Right.
It's like a civilian-
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No, I agree. It is illegal. Yeah, unaliving people is illegal.
No, unaliving people is not illegal, right? There's times when it is legal, right?
That's why I said not in the military.
Really? Do you think like when the Allies after World War II like executed that like Nazi leader, what's his name, Goering? Do you think that was like a war crime?
He was in the military, dumbass.
No, afterwards. I mean, he was a civilian right after.
He was still he was still part of the military.
He was a prisoner.
Don't try to derail
Wait.
us into fucking semantical discussions. Like,
Yeah, sure, dude.
In the
Okay,
Nuremberg
so-
trials?
Yeah. Like he was convicted of war crimes.
Can I also say something after Nemo, please? If it's okay.
Yeah. So I'll be quick. So again, if there were specific targets in Israel and they were civilians, and then they were unalive by those groups, you would still consider that terrorism and evil and worthy of reprisal, right?
Yeah, if they were like attacking civilians with the goal of attacking civilians. Yeah, obviously.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Now, what if those civilians were scientists?
What are they producing?
Again, not part of the military. So this isn't like a war zone thing. They're just scientists. They're really smart.
Yeah.
Do you still have an issue with that? That would still be terrorism, unaliving, blah,
Well,
blah, blah.
yeah, it depends on what the scientists are doing. If the scientist is like making like a virus that could maybe kill like 1 million people, yeah, then I think it's fair game, right? Then they are actively like becoming a risk for civilians. They are not even a risk. They are actively in a process of developing a weapon of mass destruction, right? I
Interesting.
think at that point,
Okay.
yes.
At that point, even though they're a civilian, it's okay.
Well, no, at that point they should lose their civilian status.
Okay, well, again, you're trying to complicate this. So they're a civilian. They have a job. They're a civilian. They are not in the military. They're not a defense contractor. It's not that complicated. So is that a yes? Still a crime, still worthy of going to war over it?
Like if like an Israeli scientist who was like making like fucking poison
bunch
to
of them.
kill Gaza,
A bunch of them.
a bunch
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah,
Well, it doesn't matter
lots,
how many it
lots.
is. It could be like 100 who are
Sure,
like making
okay.
like
I mean,
a dead weapon,
establishing
a death
that
weapon.
it's like organized, that it's at a level of not just an individual, means something.
Dude, if you're producing like stuff that would inevitably kill like hundreds of millions of well, that's not true. Tens of millions of civilians in like a single flash.
Okay, they're
Or
not.
let's say over a week with like a poison thing.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, then absolutely, yeah.
Okay, cool. So what? And you would consider that terrorism?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then Israel is guilty of terrorism.
Yeah, go look up Lavender and Where's Daddy.
Wait, hold
So,
on.
what's up,
Did
Colby?
I'm curious. Did I say that it's terrorism to strike someone who's like making nuclear weapons?
No, you didn't say that.
Right.
But it
That's
still
fine.
stands, right?
So
They're
someone
not.
who's
They're not
like,
making nuclear weapons. They're nuclear.
no,
they're
they're
nuclear
enriching
scientists.
uranium for military
Yeah.
use.
I promise you, you're out of your depth on this one too. Listen, dude, they're
Sure,
not
yeah.
making nuclear weapons. Number one.
No, they're
Number
enriching
two,
uranium to make
you are
nuclear
now
weapons.
justifying the execution, the systematic execution of nuclear scientists.
No,
Don't.
Oh,
it's already
then it is
happened.
terrorism.
no, no.
I like how you want to try and draw a distinction because it's a clandestine operation by Israel, right? When Mossad does it, all of a sudden it isn't terrorism. To literally poison people. Like, here's a wonderful example. Once upon a time in Jordan, one of the officials, like I think he was one of the top officials in Jordan, he was poisoned by Mossad, and the people were caught immediately after. And the king of Jordan got on, or I think it was the leader of Jordan. I don't know if it was the king, got on TV and said, Israel, we have your boys. We know you did this. Send the antidote now, or bad things happen. And then what happened? Israel sent the antidote. This is fucking comical bullshit, dude. It's
Why do you think that?
literal terrorism. That's what it
Why
is.
do you-
But you
why do
want
you
to
think
dress
that?
it up in other language. You want to say, oh no, it's not terrorism. It's security interests. It's a clandestine operation by intelligence assets, right?
Do you think like killing
I'm done. now.
Osama bin
You
Laden
can
was
go ahead,
wrong?
Kobe.
Do you think killing Osama bin Laden in Pakistan was wrong?
No, the real question is why did Osama bin Laden exist? That's the
that's
real
not the
question.
question.
No,
You
I
think
mean
that
that's
killing
a
Osama bin Laden was
better.
wrong?
I feel like that's a better question to have though. What
Maybe
created
for the
Osama
entire
bin Laden?
conversation, yeah, you're right. But like in this case, he's saying you can't kill Osama bin Laden. He's a civilian leader of maybe it's a terrorist organization, but you can see anything as a terrorist organization. He's a civilian leader of a religious organization. Okay, kill him.
I want
Did I say
you
that?
to I want you to make like a delineation between what started ISIS or what started Al Qaeda and what we're doing right now. I want you to make a delineate like how it's not exactly the same thing. What we're doing right now, how it's not breeding things like that.
Well,
Yeah, and
it's
also
because-
look into the Mujahideen, please. Talk about that.
All right, I'll start.
You
It's
can watch
because
Rainbow for that one too, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, sure, dude. It's because the people in Iran, they have lived under an Islamist system since the 1980s. They have lost many of their civil rights. They've lost many of their economic privileges. They've lost many of their family members to violence.
It's called what is it?
They've had-
Theocratic, all right? Not just Islam. It's theocratic.
Well, I don't know. I don't remember the Vatican doing this. So let's
It's the
just
same shit
make
in
this-
Saudi Arabia, man. Why aren't we attacking the Sauds?
Wait, the Vatican.
Well, no, Saudi Arabia is not a theocracy. Saudi Arabia is.
Saudi Arabia is a fucking. Have you ever heard of Wahhabism?
What
It's
is
literally a
Wahhabi?
form of
State religion.
fascism. Holy
That's
fuck!
a state religion, but they're an absolute monarchy.
Wait, I
Jesus
wanna-
Christ, man. Sorry.
I want to ask you a question. Why? When did Hezbollah? When was it created, and why was it created?
I'm pretty sure Hezbollah was created in the first Lebanese. No, it was. In
What
the second
year?
First?
No, like around what year was it created, and why? Why was it created?
I'm pretty sure the first Lebanese civil war was in the 70s, and the second was like in the mid 80s.
Mhm.
And it was created after the Israeli army started invading Lebanon.
Ding ding
following
ding
the-
ding. Uh-huh.
Yeah, sure. Following the creation of not the creation of the PLO. The PLO tried to coup the king in Jordan. The PLO then moved to Lebanon, started occupying land from the Christians, from the Shias.
And why was the PLO there?
What?
Why was the PLO there?
Because they were ousted from Jordan after trying to coup the king.
Why were they in Jordan in the first place?
Because they were expelled from the West Bank and Gaza by
Ding
Jordan.
ding ding
and
ding ding.
Egypt.
Okay, so you just proved my point. Israel created its own problem.
How?
Israel,
Exciting
yeah, I'll
as that
tell you
process.
how. Israel expelled 750,000 Palestinians into
Mhm.
neighboring countries, pretending as if those people will not eventually want to go back home. So those people started creating these organizations trying to liberate their lands, and that led to the destabilization of neighboring countries. And then during the Civil War in the 1980s, specifically in 1982, Israel decided to invade Lebanon. It displaced 400,000 Lebanese people
Who then
in
came
its
back.
invasion. Hold on. In its invasion, and then Hezbollah was created as a response to the Israeli invasion. If you read the manifesto, by the way, in 1985, which I don't even support Hezbollah, okay? Just want to clarify.
Good.
I don't support them, but I'm saying again, you cannot pretend as if these entities exist within a vacuum and they're not a response.
Yeah.
All of these things, like Hamas, for example, when was Hamas created?
2000. No.
No,
it was
1987.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hamas was created in 1987. Hezbollah was created in 1982. Was Israel unaliving people prior to that?
Duh. They've been in a
Okay,
conflict
cool.
since the
And
1940s.
when did the Ayatollah get into power?
1980.
79.
1979.
So 1979 was the Islamic Revolution. Was Israel unaliving people
They're very
prior
good
to
at knowing dates,
1979?
all right. Huh?
Was Israel unaliving people prior to 1979?
Yeah. Wait.
Okay.
Kovi, I'm curious.
Thank
Kovi.
Mhm.
Were they unaliving people in Iran prior to 1979?
They're unaliving people in the region.
In the region.
Yes.
So Iranians can just claim to, like, I don't know, fight in like holy war against the Israelis.
No.
and that's fine.
Iranians actively were destabilized by Western intervention, and they see
Really?
Israel. Yes.
No, that's
The
not
coup of Mossadegh. Yes.
Yeah, the coup of Mossadegh when the Republic was ousted by an absolute monarchy. Do you think that was like?
No, no,
Do you think that was like
no, I'm
truly
talking about
destabilizing?
the 1953 coup. I'm talking about Operation Ajax.
Yeah, when no, not Reza Pahlavi, when the Reza Shah was turned into an absolute monarch
who was supported by who?
by the CIA.
Okay,
in
and
the
why did the
West.
CIA support him?
Because British oil companies were being nationalized in the region.
Perfect. So because not for humanitarian purposes, simply because you wanted oil, you didn't like that Iranians were like, no, Iranian oil is
No,
for
that's not.
Iranians. No, that's
no,
true
no,
though.
that's not the sole. That's not the sole
What was
reason.
what was the purpose then?
It was that Mossadegh was very, very clear about like rubbing hands with the Soviets. That's why the USA was so open about supporting the British with their.
Because he wanted
OPEC
to
stuff.
nationalize the oil
So
and
then
not
an
give it to
Iranian
corporations.
person.
No, the
Hold on.
Soviets were like fucking insane back then. But
Well,
sure.
wait. So Iranian leaders who were democratically elected cannot make the best choices for their own country. So then you decide to paternalistically say, no, you have to listen to us. Why? Why should Iranians listen to you?
Do you think I support like the coup in Iran?
No, I'm not. You're trying to justify it.
Well, sure. I'm trying to justify it from the perspective of the U.S. Because it sounds like you're like heavily demonizing the U.S.
Yes, I am.
I'm just trying to.
I'm not demonizing, but I'm just stating the facts of what the
Sure.
U.S. did.
I agree, and I'm also stating the facts of why the U.S. is not like a demonic evil country, right?
It is
They
though.
had an interest in the region. They had, but that's beside the point.
Why are you entitled to that interest?
Why are why are you
Wait, hold on.
Iran?
Why
Is
are you
Iran
entitled to that
to the
interest?
interest over Gaza?
What do you mean?
Like why is Iran entitled to like keeps funding like Hamas and Hezbollah to fight Israel?
Hamas is a homegrown movement. It's not Iranian.
Sure, but they would not have survived long if they did not have.
Because
Iran.
Israel is an enemy of the whole region because it's a destabilizing
Oh.
force. Why would anyone want a destabilizing
from a different
force?
country, so you can have like interest in different countries.
Yeah,
if
but
there's,
they're
like,
not
something
forcing
destabilizing
Palestinians to ally with them, nor are they
it. Really? Do you think
making
Hamas?
coups. Wait,
do you
I'm
think
saying
Hamas wasn't totalitarian?
hold on one second. Did Iran do any coups in that region?
Let me think. I'm pretty sure Iran heavily facilitated the 2008 what is it called? The Gaza Civil War.
Was it a coup?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
No,
No, it wasn't. What are you talking about?
No. The PLO was ousted.
The PA was ousted because in the West Bank they actively tried to oust
let's
the
be honest,
Hamas leader.
PLO.
No, that's true. I'm talking about the PA specifically. I'm not talking about the PLO. The PA was the entity that was in Gaza, the Palestinian Authority, which was created after the Oslo Accords. That was the ruling authority in Gaza and was the ruling authority in the West Bank as well. And the reason as to why they were ousted from Gaza is because they actively worked together with Israel
tried to remove
oust
Hamas
a lot
Hamas
of
was
the
firing missiles.
no, hold on, they were ousting the leaders from the West Bank though. That's what started it. They like some leaders in Hamas were voted in the West Bank, so the PA in tandem with Israel decided to oust those leaders from the West Bank.
Yeah.
Thank you. So that's not a coup.
No, sure.
Okay,
Civil
cool.
War. That maybe
Yeah.
it's like a misused word.
Exactly.
Do you think that like Iran has like more of a right to start sending weapons to like a foreign like terrorist organization than the US might have a right to maybe support a coup in Iran?
Yes, Iran it's more in defensive. It's not offense.
Really?
It's defending. Yes, I think yes.
Knowing
When
what
it's a
October 7th
homegrown
and-
movement, no. Again, you're pivoting. The whole point is the reason as to why these entities exist is because they want to expel Western powers from their countries, and they have a right to do so. Whereas you do not have a right or are not entitled to their resources.
You listen. You don't have the right to like start like expelling and like ethnically cleansing Israelis, right? You don't have
But
the right to-
Israelis do that all the time.
No, Israelis don't do that. Like Gaza is still a thing.
Are you telling
right?
me Israelis don't expel people?
No, they have in 1948.
Okay, so then they do that. Okay,
No,
and
they
they
do-
continue to expel people.
Do you think Germans genocide people?
Who?
Do you think Germans genocide people?
Germans?
They did.
Yeah. Do you think Germans
They did,
genocide
yeah.
people? Yeah, they did. They
Mhm.
did. Do they do it right now?
They participate in a lot of genocides, yes.
No,
They do,
no,
yes. They
we're not
participate in
talking about talking.
G-sides in other countries in the world, yes.
No, they don't.
They do.
How?
30% of Israel's military funding comes from Germany. The money, the military funding that it uses to genocide and massacre people in the whole region, about 30 to
I don't believe
20%
that.
comes from Germany.
You
Germany is
mean
literally the fourth largest exporter of weapons in the world today.
you mean imports of like weapons from?
Exports. It
Oh,
exports
exports.
weapons. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Germany does.
Yeah. How's that helping a genocide?
When they're sending weapons to Israel and Israel is
They're
using
not
those
sending it; they're
weapons.
selling it.
Okay, same tomato. Are they selling weapons? Is
Yeah,
Israel
they're
not
selling
using?
weapons.
Okay, cool. So then, if Israel is using German weapons and American weapons to genocide, are you going to say that America and Germany are not participating in the or complicit in the genocide?
I mean, you can talk about like them being like vaguely complicit.
It's not
By
vaguely.
that logic, you think like, oh yeah, Germans themselves, they're like a people who are like genociding people. They're known for genociding, and your entire
I never
argument
said
for
that.
that is that they're
You're
maybe
straw
vaguely
manning.
complicit.
I never said that. I said the
Then what was your
German
fucking
government.
argument?
I said the Germans' weapons industries and the German government, if they didn't want to participate in the genocide, they could have just implemented an arms embargo. The same way that America, if it actually followed the Leahy laws,
Dude, nobody
it could have
believes that shit
implemented
was
an
a
arms
genocide,
embargo,
dude.
but it doesn't, right? So
Yeah.
the real issue here is that America and Israel continue to create their own problems. Because if America and Israel were not in this region, if Israel never invaded, if Israel actually never ethnically cleansed so many people, the whole region wouldn't have been destabilized. If Israel never invaded southern Lebanon in 1982, Hezbollah would have never existed.
Okay.
And if America never did a coup in 1953, Iran would not have had a whole death to America or anti-Western sentiments.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Do you actually know why the Iranian Revolution happened?
Because they didn't like the Savak and they didn't like
No.
Enlighten me. Why did it happen?
The economic policies of the Shah stopped working around the around the mid 1970s. They started
Okay.
loaning way too much. They had massive inflation, and the exiled Iranian Grand Prince, with support of the Islamist, well, I wouldn't say Islamic, just Muslim clerics across Iran at some point, came back together with the socialists and ousted the Shah. It was
That
never
doesn't
because
disagree
of
with me though. That didn't disagree with anything that I
no,
said.
it was because of economic mismanagement, right?
It wasn't mismanagement.
It was
First of all, it wasn't also it was not also only because of the inequality, the structural inequality that happened in inflation rates, but it was also because of the Savak, the police that the Shah was using to actively torture dissidents, the one that he was using to actively silence and unalive opposition. But which, by the way,
Kobe,
Mhm.
you seem to misinterpret this. How many people do you think died under like the Savak?
Are you saying that the Shah didn't oppress people and unalive
He
them?
did oppress people, but do you think
Did
it's
he
like,
unalive them?
yeah, absolutely.
Did America
God,
support
like an
that?
insane dictator. No, I don't support it.
No,
See,
but did
I can-
America support that?
No, yeah, America supported him. Yeah.
Okay, so that doesn't have to do with humanitarian reasons as to why they want to do a regime change now. If they support a dictator who didn't believe in democracy, who actively used his secret police to torture dissidents, to stifle opposition, then clearly they don't care about democracy, nor do they care about humanitarian issues or the rights of the Iranian people.
I mean, they didn't invade like Syria. They did bomb Syria at some point because they were like killing civilians.
Oh my God.
So in the case of Iran, this is entirely different. Like Savak killed, I think at most like 1,000 people.
That's
their
not
height.
true.
How many people do you think Savak killed?
I personally do not know. I don't think that there is actually I don't necessarily know how many people were unalived. There could be estimates, but where do you get that 1,000 number from?
It's from something I heard. I don't know where exactly that one was, but I'm pretty sure the Shah overall killed, like, until the Iranian Revolution, I think he killed maybe like one 1/20th of how many people were killed by the current Iranian regime, which you
And
guys
you,
were defending.
yes, and the current Iranian regime would not. By the way, I'm not defending the Iranian
Well, you guys are
government.
justifying it.
No, I'm not
That's
just. No. You don't have to
Absolutely not.
strawman me. I'm not justifying the Iranian government. What I'm saying is, I am saying that Western intervention is terrorism within itself. That's
No.
what I'm arguing. Yes, it is.
And
If you are actively, how many military bases does America have on a global scale?
A lot. Like,
880
Yeah.
countries. How many military interventions has America engaged in since its inception?
we can like talk statistics like all day. Like
Yes,
random
no,
numbers.
statistics are important because I don't care about anecdotal data. I don't care
Like
about
50,
feelings.
like 60.
728 military
728.
Yes, 728 military interventions since its inception. Over 800 military bases in 80 countries
Uh-huh.
and multiple coups.
Yeah.
So, and also, America currently is funding about 3 genocides. It's funding the Palestinian genocide, it's funding the Sudanese genocide, it's also funding the Congolese genocide.
Um
So, can
The-
you
the-
please
the-
explain to me how America has any right, the American government
Mhm.
has in any way, any right to be talking about regime change for humanitarian purposes when it is allied, it's funding and aiding and abetting 3 different genocides?
Well, first of all, that wasn't my entire argument, right? I don't think there's purely humanitarian reasons why we should intervene in Iran. I just think that's my central reason. On the second part, I don't think anything that's happened currently to like the Palestinian people, to the Congolese people, or to the what was it, Somalians? Did you say?
Sudanese.
Huh?
Sudan.
I said
Sudanese.
To the Sudanese, well, sure, the Sudanese is really, really bad, but I don't think anything that's happened to like the Palestinians and the Congolese is anywhere close to the intense, like, or it might be close, but it's way more back and forth and way more two-sided than the extreme
Holy
oppression apparatus currently inside of Iran, right?
9 million Congolese people were unalive since 1998. That is the population of Sweden.
Since 1998.
And not
yes,
to mention
9 million people.
all of
Uh-huh.
all of MAGA was screaming America first, mostly in regards to Ukraine and Russia. And Russia is a fucking meat grinder. It's conscripting its prison inmates and young men to just go die in the front lines of Ukraine for what? Like it's even worse. Like what's worse? Like sending someone to just be executed for God knows why. They don't even know why they're doing this.
Yeah. We all agree that Russia's bad, right?
Yeah, but you guys are screaming to not even give a fuck.
I'm not one of them, right? You realize I'm only defending Trump on the foreign policy he's doing right now.
But he's
he
enabling
also
that.
doesn't
He's a
give a
huge
fuck.
enabler of that. So while you're sitting here fixing this, he has helped Russia out so much. He's allowed them to start trading too.
Do you I'm curious, do you know what happened in Ukraine? What happened to like the Starlink with the Russian soldiers?
In regards to
Recently?
Elon
Yeah,
Musk
the
stopping
Russians-
them,
Yeah.
are we talking like 2024?
No, right now.
No.
Starlink
The
was
Starlink
turned
was
off
like
for the
completely
Russians.
cut off from the Russian. Yeah. The Russian soldiers were completely cut off from Starlink. That was
Good.
because of the U.S.
Okay.
And that's completely changed like the tide of what's currently happening on the front there.
Good.
Okay, so he
Nothing
doesn't get
similar
any brownie
happened.
points for breathing life back into Russia's economy and for giving them a place back on the world stage with trading, especially what they're doing. If you have any stance on Iran and what they're doing to its civilians, you definitely have a stance on Russia and what they're doing
Bro,
to its
Russia-
civilians.
Russia, like it or not, is nowhere near as bad to its own civilians as Iran is, right? We can agree on that.
Aren't you from
Sure, but
Norway?
I don't feel like we should be going around policing cultural norms in all of these countries. And if you can look at one and not the other, at this point, I think it's just hypocritical. Like we could have completely stifled the world's economy and fucked over Russia at this point. We could have done something crazy, but we haven't done it because it's stupid. Because
No,
we
because
need
they're
to.
nuclear power, because they would fucking wipe us out.
Yeah. Well, There's a million ways to suffocate Russia, and we haven't done anything. We have not. We've been
Well,
nothing
we
but nice to
sanctioned them to
Russia.
death.
We've rolling out red
Exactly.
carpets, stroking their dicks in the social media.
Well, we don't trade with them at all, you know.
Yes, we do. We
Oh.
trade like
Oh.
$2.8 billion, or
2 point.
no, it's $28 billion still, even before we
That's
opened up all these
nothing.
sanctions.
That's also not counting the back channels.
That's,
He
that's basically nothing.
literally rolled out a red carpet for Putin.
Okay. No, that's not even true, dude.
It's
That-
100%.
did you just say
true.
that's not even true?
Yeah, that's not even true.
Holy
The conflict in
fuck.
the conflict in Iran right now, just because it might have caused like an oil crash, which eventually might force both the Europeans, the Asians, and the Americans to come together, kind of ease up the restrictions with Russia, doesn't mean that he's given like breathing room to the Russians. It might be way better to not have this oil competition and to be able to actually sell their oil again to the Western markets. But it's not giving like a genuine breathing space, the type of breathing space someone like Putin might want, which is like a
It
ceasefire
absolutely
or
is,
a
dude.
It's like
It
it's way
absolutely
better
is.
than this is like, of course, this is still not ideal, but this is like way good. This is way awesome for him. He loves this, every bit of this. This is just like helping out an even bigger Iran. Maybe they're not as bad and as oppressive. Maybe like on a scale of 1 to 10, they're like a 6 and Iran's like an 8. But
no, Iran
I
is
don't
more
care.
like 9 and Russia's more like a 4 or 5.
Mm,
It's like if you're looking at like dictatorships.
sure,
Oh my
sure.
goodness. Sorry.
You
This is
you
like
have
This is just Orientalism at this point. You're making it seem as if Iran is like uniquely evil.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It is.
Again, I don't listen. I think Iranian people deserve to be liberated. I think Iranian people have
Yeah, but you're
every
downplaying
single
how bad
right.
the
Hold
regime
on.
is.
I think Iranian
Yeah,
people
sure.
have every single right. Yeah, I don't think it's peak feminism to go and bomb a school in Minab and unalive 180 schoolgirls. Do
Do you
you?
think that was intentional? Do you think that was like the goal of this entire campaign? Do you
They
think that,
unalive them, yes or no? Is that peak feminism?
yeah, they unalived
Is it
them.
feminism to unalive young girls before they become women? Is that what
No,
feminism
that's
is
not
to you?
feminism. That's
Okay,
not the
then
goal.
cool. Then stop pretending as if you care about Iranian
Well, do you
people
think
while
that
airstriking
do you
them.
think that single airstrike decides the entire operation? Like the how
More
good or
than
bad it
two.
is?
How many was it?
They
More
hit
than
it 3
1,000?
times.
What? More than 1,000? What? 1,000 school children were killed? What?
No, not school children. I'm talking about how many people have been unalived in Iran, right? So a couple that like was it over 1,000? Was it 2,000 people have been unalived in Iran already? And about almost how many was it? 800 in Lebanon. Hold on, let me check actually. So a lot of people have been unalived, right? Yeah. Do you think you're liberating Iranian people by bombing them through to filth? The same way that America, or actually, better yet, can
How
you
about you
name
ask-
me
how
a
about you-
single? Can you name me a single country within the Middle East or within Africa where America did a coup and the country became stable, secure, and successful afterwards?
Where America did a coup and the country became successful. That's going to be really tough. I'm thinking Chile. I'm thinking
that's not the Middle East.
Iraq.
Also,
I'm thinking.
Did you
Saying
just say?
Chile is
Yeah, I did say
fucking
Iraq.
diabolical, dude.
You think Iraq is stable today?
Right now, the only issue they have is Iran. Right. What they used to have was like Saddam Hussein, which what came afterwards was wrong. But Saddam Hussein was like close to like fascist Italy, I
Wait.
guess, in the majority of its policies.
Hold on. First of all, when America did the coup in Chile, didn't they like put in Pinochet,
Yes.
Yeah.
who was a
Yes.
dictator who unalived his people?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
didn't
why.
he? Didn't
That's
he
why I
toss?
said.
He tossed socialists out of helicopters.
Yes, he
but
did.
that-
The
that was-
Pinochet helicopter.
And what do you
Exactly.
call-
So
yeah,
so
what
you
do you
think
call-
you liberated
What do you call the
Chileans?
economic? What do you call the economic phenomenon that happened in Chile at that time?
Who
the Chilean
benefited from
miracle.
it though? Who
Was
benefited
it
from it?
was it
Who
helicopter
benefited? The people
manufacturers?
of Chile. Chile is one of the richest countries on average in South America, right?
Wait,
yeah,
wait, hold-
corporations are, the people aren't.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
this is median.
The corporations benefited
is
from the
median.
from the
This
from the
motherfucker is justifying
What the fuck,
Pinochet right now. Holy
I'm
Yes.
not
God.
justifying what Pinochet
You are.
did. I'm
You
justifying.
literally are.
No, I'm saying that what
you were
came
asked
after the-
you were asked a perfectly direct question, which you incorrectly answered because Kobe said in the Middle
Yeah, sure.
East.
You can repeat back to me what I can
you
say,
then
but I
hold
can
on,
also
hold on.
clarify.
Oh, you said Chile, not in the Middle East. Also, fucking terrible answer. Why? Because we installed Pinochet, someone who was
fascist.
convicted of crimes against humanity.
If you ever hear a fascist say or reference going for a helicopter ride, that's literally where it comes from.
Also, he said Iraq was stable. I'm confused.
No, Iraq is
It-
stable. It's way more stable than it would have been if Saddam stayed in power. It's way more stable than it would be if it would be someone like the Sadr guy taking power. So I do think that, or especially with like ISIS. Yeah. thank
Didn't
God
we
they didn't get
enable
power.
Saddam, though?
ISIS
Didn't we-
exists
Yes.
in Iraq
We in it,
because
like Saddam would not have been the insane, crazy person with all the power he was without us.
but
Without
also
us?
yes, without America, but also ISIS came to exist because Saddam. Like you understand that Iraq became a cesspool of these groups like ISIS
Yeah, obviously
because it was
understand
destabilized, and up until today. ISIS remnants are still left all over Iraq. In Baghdad, there are
No.
countless kidnappings, bombings as well that exist up until today. There is infighting that exists up until today. So, and youth unemployment is about 20%.
Okay. How high do you think it was back then?
I asked you what country was left stable and secure.
Stable and secure is such a massive.
By
Like,
what metric is Iraq stable?
bro, what metric are you asking me for a country to?
If there is
eventually
still
become?
pervasive violence and state weakness that still keeps Iraq
because of,
fragile,
Yeah, because of Iran. That's why. I want you
Iran
to
is the
clarify,
problem.
What do you think What do you think the safe and the stable? Like, what are you like?
So then
asking
Iraq
for?
is
Are you
not
asking
stable.
for- are you
So then
asking
Iraq
for-
is not stable.
No.
Okay,
not by-
cool. Then
not
I don't know
by-
why you mentioned that it was a stable example.
No,
Can
because
you
I
give
don't
me
know
an
which. I don't know which standard you're trying to work off of, because right now you're saying, well, because there was this insurgent violence happening by then, the entire country, it's like an unstable cesspit, right? It's awful. And it's worse than Saddam.
Just say
Hussein.
none. There are none.
So yeah, when we're talking about stability, right? The indicators of stability would be there would be low violence or terrorism deaths per capita, right? There would be minimal coups or civil war risk, right? When it comes to governance, how effective is the government? Is there low corruption? Is there rule of law? When it comes to the economy, is there a steady GDP growth? Is there low unemployment? When I mean low unemployment, I mean below 8%. What about the poverty rate? Is it below 15%? When it comes to the social indicators, right? You have the demographic stability. Are there low refugees from said country? Are there low internally displaced people from said country? Politically, is there cohesion, right?
Yeah.
Like so yes, and
that's
and do
okay.
it's not impossible at
It is.
all. It's
It
not
is.
impossible at all.
How many
I
countries
asked
do you
you
think?
whether
Yeah, how
I
many
asked
countries
you
without a coup, without any U.S. intervention? How many countries in that region do you think reached that like milestone? How many like non-Western countries reached that?
I think
Do you think
if
Iran
those
reached that?
countries were not overexploited, they would have flourished. The reason as to why
Really?
countries, yes, the reason as to
Fuck,
why
man.
countries within West Asia and Africa, you can laugh all you want, it's perfectly fine.
Sure.
I would highly implore people to read Dr. Walter Rodney. I'm pretty sure you don't have a doctorate degree, sick, but Dr.
Yeah,
Walter
duh.
Rodney, who was he published a book called How Europe Underdeveloped Africa, and that he explains the
no. Oh,
mechanisms
sorry.
through which he explains how a lot of these countries, it's not because people are just ill-equipped to govern themselves, which is fundamentally very dehumanizing to make it seem as if people are just, I don't know, they just can't do it because they're just these savages and uncivilized people who can't rule themselves. It's because they keep getting overexploited from other countries. And if they were left to just exist within their own nations, they would have flourished.
All right. So like Ethiopia, right? They flourished.
Ethiopia was colonized and there was
No,
interference.
they
I know what
were
you're talking about.
they were occupied in World War II. They had like
Oh my
4 years
God.
being
They were
occupied.
colonized. Who's Victor
Really?
Emmanuel? Who's Victor Emmanuel?
Victor Emmanuel never no, he did. The second one did.
Victor
for, like,
Emmanuel was
2
literally the
years.
leader of Ethiopia.
No.
What are you talking about?
Victor Emmanuel, was he the Italian king?
Victor Emmanuel was the leader of Ethiopia starting 1935. What are you talking
The
about?
Italian king?
What are you? He wasn't an Italian king. Hold on, 1 second. Let me check his name actually. And let's also not forget the constant interventions. Yes, the former king of Italy, actually. Yes, Victor Emmanuel III. He was the leader of
Let's think
Ethiopia.
about Haile Selassie, you know, that one actual like Ethiopian emperor.
I'm not. Haile Selassie wasn't in power in 1935. He came back
he
in power in the
wasn't.
1940s.
Yeah, sure. Do you think being occupied for like 5 years, do you think that is something that keeps you underdeveloped for your entire
Are you saying there was no intervention from the West?
in Ethiopia?
Yeah.
They were conquered, and after that, I'm pretty sure it was like a really insane communist group.
It wasn't
Derg?
communist. If you're talking about Derg, it wasn't communist.
Yeah, no, they were like whatever. They were like murderers.
The Derg was not. First of all, they didn't claim to be communist. They claimed to be socialist. They were not actually socialist. They were using that as an excuse to genocide other Africans, including Eritreans. So
Yeah.
no, the Derg was not. The
do you
Derg was
think,
not socialist.
Do you think Ethiopia, was it like intentionally over the history of Ethiopia? Do you think it was like intentionally underdeveloped by the Europeans despite never having been?
Yes, when you look
colonized?
at IMF and World Bank loans, yes. IMF and World Bank loans. Wait, are you telling me that IMF and World Bank loans are not exploitative?
I'm
When they
pretty
Mhm.
Huh?
Yeah, are you telling me that IMF and
I
World
don't
Bank
think
loans
those
are not exploitative?
No, I don't think that.
So when they force these countries to open up, like the austerity measures that they implement is for them to be opened up to multinational corporations who then go
Yeah,
in and
I don't think
extract
that's
resources.
exploitative.
That's not.
No. They. It's an equal trade, right? That's
It's not an equal
exploitative.
trade.
How's it not?
Who are the leaders of the World Bank and IMF? What's the gentleman's agreement that was made in the 1940s of
No
who's
idea.
allowed to lead the IMF and the World Bank?
Tell us. Yeah, you're probably gonna tell us.
Who can you tell me who's allowed to lead? Can an African
know.
person lead the IMF or the World Bank?
Some Swiss person, yeah.
No, only a European or an American.
Okay.
That's a gentleman's agreement. So the
I don't
fact that
know what that
only a
is.
European or an American can lead the IMF or the World Bank goes to show that they're already exploitative with regards to also the austerity
This
measures that they
gentleman's
implement.
agreement where it's like not written down.
It was agreed upon at a Congress. I forgot, it was in 1949.
Yeah, but does that mean it's not like written down and officialized?
It is official though, because there has never ever been a non-American or non-European director of
No,
either.
I'm just asking you because I don't even know what that word means.
It is official.
No, but I'm
It's a
asking you what a
handshake.
gentleman's agreement is.
I'm sorry. What is he saying?
A gentleman agreement. What is that?
He's saying, how could that be upheld? He's like, is that? Can I look that up? It was
It's-
a handshake agreement.
Yeah.
Oh, so
It's a non-binding pact, but it is still a pact that
so it's
is
not
upheld.
formalized. Yeah.
No, but has there ever been an African director of the IMF or World Bank?
No.
Okay, good. So it's still upheld.
Has there ever been like an African leader of the European Union?
No.
Who says there's like
Is
a secret
Africa in
handshake?
Europe? Holy
No,
shit!
but
What the fuck?
let's say there's like a secret handshake in like the European Union. How can we? Like it seems pretty
It's a
odd.
different continent, dumbass.
Africa isn't Europe, so maybe that's why an African has never been a
Do
part
you
of the
think
European.
Africans can be European?
Wow.
That's pretty racist, dude.
What?
Okay, so to go back to the
What
topic.
the fuck did you just say?
Yeah,
you
he's
turd?
just being disingenuous. It's okay. To
No,
go
I'm
back to the
joking.
topic.
I'm joking. Come on.
It was ha 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 ha. Very funny joke. Anyways, to go back to your topic, the reason as to why Iran is the way that it is today, and the reason as to why West Asia is a complete mess today is because of consistent Western meddling and intervention.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So,
and if the
like,
West minded
no-
its own business,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have found itself in this
So
war.
like the Iranian people have like zero self-preservation. They just like they only care about causes from like I think like 4,000 kilometers away. They love the regime.
Did I say that? Did I
And
say any of
well,
that?
the
No,
implication, the
what
implication
you're
is,
saying is the only
huh?
solution here is bombs. We need to bomb them. We're not really sure what we're doing. We killed the leader. We killed his son. We killed their family. Not sure what else we're gonna do.
No, we should invade at this point. Yeah.
You
What?
you think you
What the
should?
fuck?
Okay.
Holy
Oh.
fuck. Chud, how old
Holy
are you?
fuck! Wow.
So
No, no, no.
See,
expansionism.
if Nemo
Let's
says
go.
holy fuck,
yeah.
it's holy fuck.
How old are you?
Shit, dude.
Me?
Old enough to
No,
know
the
better to
mouse
say
in your
that stupid
pocket.
shit.
The mouse in my pocket.
Yeah. How old are you?
Is that like a really weird like insinuation?
No.
I'm
Can
really
you
uncomfortable. Your
answer
beard
the
is way too long
question?
for that.
Can you answer the
There's not
question?
two
dipshit?
people he's talking to. It's only you. That's what he means by mouse in the pocket. Are you that fucking dense? Are you? So my mom used to tell me there's two types of people in the world. Those that can play dumb because they're smart. Smart people can play dumb, but dumb people can never play smart. I think you're a smart guy playing dumb right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I know. I think
Flattery's
you're
way to my
smart.
heart, dude.
I think you're being
Trust me.
fucking obtuse when it's really convenient for you. I think you're being a little disingenuous sometimes, and you can actually see this through the lens of how to preserve world peace, or what would be like the longest lasting, like effective way to help the Iranian people. It wouldn't be just straight up just going in and bombing them and invading them. Obviously, we would have to like kill all of them, wouldn't we? And that's kind of
Well,
antithetical to your whole deal.
I think the opportunity that was the Iranian protests, I do blame Trump that he absolutely threw the ball on that. He should have dropped the ball, sorry. He should have absolutely, at that point, right as that was happening, right as they were shooting at those people, he should have like dropped, like at that point, absolutely drop bombs on the people shooting on them. I think that would have genuinely changed the entire
Hold
thing.
on.
But there wasn't
Wait, Nemo, can I ask you a question? If there's like a huge
Please
crowd
do.
of people, and then if there are people shooting at those people, and then you just decide to bomb everybody, do those bombs specifically only target the people with like the guns?
They do, in fact, not. No.
Yo, Nemo,
So it would just
were you in the
unalive
army?
everyone.
So smart bombs aren't that smart, you mean?
Damn, I thought it was like a laser precision bombing of just like those bombs they also like they're like rainbow bombs, so they only target cishet people. They don't target queer people because the US really cares about the gays, right? So these bombs like through precision like bombing target only like the IRGC. It doesn't target anybody else. It doesn't target women. Because we care about women. I know we unalive them, but we care about them. It doesn't target the gays because, we
Well,
love the
I mean,
gays.
Kobe,
We don't
I
attack
think
them.
they don't target gay people because they're probably too high up on those rooftops, okay? I don't think that they have to target them. Sorry. No, you can like make like a
Can you
very
show
funny thing
proof
about it.
that gay people get thrown off of rooftops
No,
from
sorry,
Iran?
they don't get thrown off rooftops. They get hanged alive. Okay.
Can you show proof for that?
Getting hanged?
Yes.
I actually don't want a picture, by the way. You could just give us a title.
He's an Orientalist, by the way. I just want to say this is what Orientalism is. It's to dehumanize people in West Asia
Yeah,
because
you're
we
the one who
think
says
you're
they have
a
absolutely zero
superior
agency.
person because you're from the West, and it's just
No, I'm not.
Western values.
Jesus.
No, you
Wow.
do. You do think. You think you come from like a superior culture, like America the best. Yeehaw! Caw-caw,
Oh my
He's
God,
from,
bro.
he's
Double
from,
your
he's from the
freedom.
I'm not even
Netherlands or
American.
something like that, Kobe. He's
Where are you from?
Netherlands.
Yeah, I'm from the Netherlands.
Ah!
See, now she's being
Dutch?
racist. Now she's being racist.
You're
Come on.
Dutch saying this?
Yeah, just because I'm taller than you doesn't mean you have
Hold
to
on
like
one
look up
second.
at me.
Well, I'm 5'2". It's not that hard to be taller than
Bitch,
me.
I'm
Okay.
6'12".
Okay. So hold on. You're Dutch, one of the OG colonizers, talking about like human rights. Are you okay?
What, do you think it's like a blood libel? Do you think my racial background has anything to do with it?
What are you talking about? Blood libel? I'm talking about your government.
Oh, my
What are you
government?
talking about? When I'm talking about the
Hold on,
state, I'm
you're
not
talking
talking
about me. You're saying you're Dutch, the OG
yes, you're
colonizer.
from the
Yeah.
Netherlands, a
Oh yeah,
country
I am like
that
an OG colonizer
actively.
then.
Excuse me?
Am I like an OG colonizer, or is it my government only? Or...
Yes, your country is. Yes,
Really?
100%.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
You guys,
Yeah,
guys,
how?
like started
Now.
that shit.
Did you say how?
Yeah.
South Africa. Holy fuck.
Bro, we left South Africa when the
Bro,
British took
we
that
left
from
South
us. That was
Africa
you
after
guys.
doing
You guys took it from
apartheid
us,
for a
you
while.
Anglos.
Like, what the fuck?
You Anglos
Apartheid.
took us.
You
You
Anglos
took
what
our
the
colony.
fuck?
What do
You
you mean?
massacred our people there. You know, the Boers. There were a lot more
Yeah,
Boers
the
back
Boers.
then.
That's
and
Dutch.
The
and they were a
people doing
lot.
G
Yeah, the
side?
Boers. The
You mean the
Boers
people
were
doing
nice.
G side? Yeah, no. America and the
Bro, the
Soviets
Boers-
also, quote unquote, massacred a bunch of Germans that were doing G side at one point too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
also,
about the Dutch East India Company? Heard about that
Yeah,
one?
like the original,
the-
the original traders.
Exactly, the
Bro,
Dutch
fuck,
East
dude?
India Company that was like in the 1600s that actively
Yeah.
controlled huge parts of Indonesia. It controlled
Wait,
Yeah.
enslaved
Actually,
people, or the
now-
Dutch
well-
West India Company.
Now that
what
you
was the
that was
insurance
back-
company
What-
that
what about-
insured the slave ships? Wasn't that a Dutch insurance company? I'm
Sorry,
pretty
Nemo, what
sure.
were you gonna say?
Well-
maybe. I don't know.
to your point, Kobe, isn't De Beers Dutch?
The who?
Yes, and they control a lot of the gold mines in Botswana currently. Mhm.
You can't even
Botswana's one
buy
of,
a
like, the
diamond
richer
in
countries in
Botswana
Africa.
because of De Beers.
Like, for anybody that doesn't know what De Beers is the diamond cartel. I mean, they also do other shit, but they're the diamond cartel.
Oh no, those are Boers. Those are not Dutch.
No, it's De Beers.
Those are
It's
Afrikaners.
specifically De Beers. Also, what about Middleburg Commercial Company that
Am I
operate all
supposed to know
across the
every single
Caribbean
Dutch
and West
name? Is this
Asia,
like-
West
is this like
Africa?
the Jewish,
It
the Jewish
enslaves
person has to
people.
know all of the banks. Like, come on, dude.
What did you say?
This is like the Dutch version of like, oh yeah, the Jewish person has to know the shape of the coins or like where the banks are. Like,
said
come
that?
on. This is
Who
really
said that?
weird.
Oh wow! Oh,
What does that
you're
have to
one
do
of
with
those
anything?
fucks. You're
No,
one
I'm
of
not,
those
dude.
fucks.
I'm not. No, you're doing that to me.
Not one of those.
You're doing
fucks.
that
By
to
the way,
me.
speak Dutch right now.
Yeah.
You're doing that to me. Ik
Cuss
ben
me out in
Nederlands,
Dutch.
ouwe. Ik ben Nederlands. Jij bent een echt de raarste Anglo die in heel Amerika überhaupt bestaat, man.
Mm.
See, I speak Dutch. Come on.
Not
Poorly.
very well. I don't
Wat-
even speak
wat
Dutch,
bedoel
and,
je?
and I could tell that sucked.
Ik spreek heel goed Nederlands.
Explain. Oh, yeah, I can do that too. I
Yeah,
don't-
you
I
can
don't know
make
what you're
fun of
saying,
my
man.
language.
But I
because
don't
it's fun.
speak Dutch, and that didn't sound very fluent to me. I don't know. That sounded like you. That sounded like you took high school classes. I'll be honest with you.
Bro, are you kidding me? Do you think
So-
I'm not Dutch?
Oh my god.
Kofi, keep talking. These guys are really annoying. See, you're being so kind to me by not making fun of me being Dutch. You're only saying that I'm responsible for half of the world's
I
evil.
didn't say you're responsible for how you don't have to victimize yourself. Stop with the victim mentality.
Okay, what was that? I mean, you guys are like spazzing out at me right now. So
No, dude, I'm just being mean to you. It's my American culture, bud.
wow.
I just think, yeah, I just think it is a bit hypocritical, in my opinion, when you come from a country that is actively participating in the destabilization of multiple countries across continents, and you pretend like you care about humanitarian causes that you don't even know what your country is doing. You have to look into what companies like Unilever are doing across Africa and West Asia, right? When they're trying to source palm oil, you need to look into what Shell, specifically the Royal Dutch Shell, is doing in countries like Nigeria or Iraq or Oman.
What do you think would happen to Africa if they didn't have those companies operating them?
I think Africa would have flourished if it
Would they
didn't have Western
flourish?
intervention. 100%, yes.
Yeah, man. They had
So-
control of their natural resources. Shit. Yeah.
Yes, I
damn.
think
Really?
West
Yeah.
Asia and
It's like
Africa would have
Ethiopia.
flourished.
So Ethiopia like flourished, right?
I just told you Ethiopia had Western intervention. What are you talking about?
Who drew
So,
the
but
lines
your
for
example-
Ethiopia?
What type of West?
Chud.
Do you think
Who,
they should
who
be like
drew the lines for the borders of Ethiopia?
for the kingdom of Ethiopia?
You sure
Menelik,
about
with
that?
whose help? With whose help? With whose
Um,
help? With whose help
pretty
did
sure-
Menelik do that?
I'm pretty sure that was with King Umberto, whatever.
He was
no,
selling what?
Emmanuel.
What was he selling?
The modern borders of Ethiopia.
Well, the modern borders, yes, actually, yes. Who gave
Oh no,
Ogaden to
he gave
Ethiopia?
independence. He gave independence to Eritrea.
No,
which
no, no.
also
He
became
didn't
an
give
occupancy.
independence. Eritrea won that independence.
No,
But
well,
they did. They did.
they didn't
Eritrea did
try.
win that independence. You don't want to be
Tread
talking
lightly
to
with
me
that
about
one, Chud.
this.
They
Yes.
didn't even try to fight them.
Are you
They
saying
could.
Eritreans did not fight?
Well, they did, but it was not like if Ethiopia really wanted to, they could have won.
No, they didn't. They crumbled.
No,
Mengistu literally fled to Zimbabwe. What are you talking about?
bro, he could have
He's
done.
He's in Zimbabwe
No,
right now, fleeing
he
because
could have done
his.
way better if they wanted to try.
Does this man realize that I'm Eritrean? By the way,
I don't
is that
think
why
he
he's
does.
doing that?
I
Yeah,
don't
is that why
think
he's
he
doing
does.
that? Because he thinks he knows more about my history.
Bro, am
My
I
people's
supposed to?
history.
Bro, am I supposed to know that you're Eritrean?
No, I'm just saying, like, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. So respectfully, I would suggest that you
Your
do not
country won't
talk
exist
about
in
that.
10 years, okay? The current guy in
Oh
Ethiopia,
my
he's gonna.
goodness!
Jesus
The
Christ.
current guy in Ethiopia said he's gonna like take your land back. You know, so.
See, this
I
is
wonder why
why.
the Dutch were the first to colonize.
This
Jesus
is
Christ,
hold
man.
on, sick. This is precisely why you have a population issue, because people like you, instead of procreating, you choose to be incels in your mother's basement and just be racist.
Whoa,
If you
sexism.
chose,
Oh my
instead
God,
of being an incel, being
stop making
racist,
contents on my
maybe you wouldn't
sexuality,
be
bro.
crying about quote
Oh my
unquote being
God.
replaced, which I don't really think white people are being replaced, right?
I never
But I'm
said white
pretty
people
sure that
being
people like
replaced.
you probably sit there on your little 4chan threads
really want me
claiming that
to?
you're being replaced. I'm just saying
Really?
your true colors just showed right now because you were challenged and you didn't like being challenged by a woman. So now you decide to
Whoa.
become nasty.
Now you're saying I hate
Yes, because
women?
you were
Bro,
engaging in
I've
the
been nicer to you
conversation
than
very
like the newborn
productively.
TikTok guy like a
Yes.
million
You were
times.
engaging
What?
was he engaging in the conversation productively before I got here? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Like less so.
He was
even.
like
Bro.
she's got you pegged, bro. And speaking of
No.
pegged,
How?
how's your
Bro,
dad?
this is like a witch trial. Did you see me like making like potions in my backyard? Like, what the hell?
Why are you uncomfortably laughing now?
I'm not laughing.
You kind of
I'm
uncomfortably
dead
did.
serious. I'm dead serious.
You did. No, you
I'm dead-
uncomfortably
no, I'm
were.
dead
You just
serious. I'm dead
randomly said
serious.
that my home country wouldn't exist.
Bro,
It's interesting, right?
that's a
Because you
passing
got
comment.
challenged. That's humanitarian, right? That's very humanitarian of you. You care about people, so you support their genocide.
No,
That
do
just
you
goes
think-
to show
wait, do you
how
think it's
much you
genocide if a
care
country
about
gets
human
annexed?
beings. No, it shows how much you care about human beings that you're giggly about them potentially being G-sided.
How is it genocide? Wait, how is it G-side if
When a country
you get
doesn't
annexed?
exist, what happens to the people when they get overtaken?
Bro, now you're come
They
on.
don't get wiped out immediately. No.
Sit,
What do you
dude,
think happened to like Tibet with like the Chinese?
stand 10 toes down on what you said, man.
Yeah,
Come on, bro.
it's okay. You were excited about Ethiopia committing G-side.
No,
It's
no,
okay.
no. I'm not saying Ethiopia committing G-side is good.
You
I'm
did.
just saying you have no legs to stand on as someone, saying, I'm Eritrean, so I know all about this history. If your history might
Do
just
I
end in
not?
10 years,
Do I not?
of your country.
Challenge any single thing that I've said up until now. Challenge it.
What, am I supposed
Anything
to
that
go
I've
off,
said
like,
up
a
until now
list?
about Iran, about the geopolitics of the
Yeah,
region,
yeah.
challenge
I
it.
think you were being like extremely Orientalist about Iran. You have this perspective about
Mhm.
Iran that Iran is.
All right, Sarah, thank you for the kick. W. Sarah's in the chat. Covey, I am sorry. That's pretty low.
No,
It's pretty
it's
low,
okay.
y'all.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. You are one of my favorite people on TikTok, though, Covey. If that
Same.
makes you feel any better.
No, it's perfectly fine. It's fake for me when people come up here and pretend like they care about Iranian rights when they don't ultimately.
They're begging for a theocracy here.
Right?
Uh,
I mean, oh, sorry, go ahead.
By the way, y'all, if you're friendly, please hop out of the box. If you are a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. We also mostly do 1v1, so most of us will mute up and you can debate any one of us.
Actually, I'm going to bounce out. I appreciate you having me up, man. I just wanted to talk shit to that guy. You guys were talking fascism, so I was like, I'll jump on that train. And then that skirted over to like Iran, and I'm just not as fluent with that. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. Y'all take care. Be safe.
All right. You too, bub.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop out as well. I'm gonna go back to the chat. I appreciate you guys.
All right. Much love, Covey.
Hi, Kobe. I always learn something every time that
Yeah.
she's up.
Chat, if y'all haven't followed Kobe, you're a silly goose. Everyone, W Sarah's in the chat.
Hello.
Hello, what's up,
Hi.
party?
Nothing much. I saw two of my favorite content creators on, and then I saw them leave, and I was sad. Sorry. I know. I had some joke lined up, but then my brain just pulled an ADHD, and it just like floated away. But how y'all doing tonight?
Doing good, doing good.
Nemo, you know I love you. Come on.
I know.
I hope y'all are tapping the screen because I asked you to do it earlier and I had to go do something. So if you're not tapping, I'm going to be very upset. And that means you can't sit at the cool kids table. So that's what happens. If you're also not following Nemo or Pickles here on his once backup, now his new primary, you want me to eat rich poor alive? Sorry. Infectious is like, I want to see Artemis eat rich poor alive. I don't know, that's up to Pickles. I'm just up here doing mod things, and if he allows me to stay, I'll stay. But that's up to him.
Yeah. If you want to hang out for a little bit, I could
I'll
use
totally
the
hang
algo
out.
boost.
Yeah, and I'll
I
mute
do
up.
want to get to the next guest pretty quickly, though. I'm gonna go ahead and invite the next guest up. You all don't forget, like already said, follow. This is my new account. Tap the screen. And MAGA, hop in the box if you are a Trump supporter and you want to debate or tell us why you like Trump. 1v1. Why did I lose the main? Who knows?
Yeah, I heard about that, and I was like, dang. I've amazingly have hung. Did you have strikes on that account by chance?
I think so. Yeah, I had some BS on there that so like if I get one more, like I'm at risk of losing my account. And everything that I had been through thus far has won its appeal. Besides like one or two cases, I don't know.
Yeah, no, like that's one of the things. It's like 3 strikes, you're out. They
Yeah.
implemented that I think a year ago. This is my first account ever. Like I've hung on to it the whole time. Now I'll probably lose it. That's my karma now that I've said that. But yeah, no, sucks, man.
Hey, I'm actually not going to be up too long today. I just had a quick question. They asked Kamala Harris, is there anything different that you would have done versus what Joe Biden did? And she said no. Now, are you guys willing to be honest and admit that was a mistake? Artemis, Nemo, and Pickles, what's your opinion about that?
I think that question's a setup, so you can't really answer that question correctly, the framing. So if you said no, what you're doing is you're siding with the current administration, you're siding with the work you had done. If you said yes, you're criticizing your previously done work and you say you did a bad job. There's no right answer to that, and you would be asking me the same question if she said the other way around.
Interesting. Okay, so you're saying that she was between a rock and a hard place, that it was a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, like you can just answer that question, yes. And then you'd be up here and ask me, do you think Joe Biden did a good job even though Kamala said she would have done all of these things different? Like, I think it's bullshit. Every time Democrats are in office, we're doing progressive work. We're trying to refine things. We're trying to react to things like pandemic or current economic climate. It's not just like go back and conserve and do the same thing like y'all do or like conservatives do all the time. That's the only playbook they have.
Okay, fair enough. That was quick. I mean, you gave a genuine answer. There are some Democrats who will go back and forth with me all day and say, that won't criticize or that won't. I just appreciate the honesty. That was a pretty quick, pretty quick debate, though. I appreciate that. I'm actually sleepy. I need to get some sleep. I haven't slept in 4 days. I do apologize if I'm not making sense. I don't even know what's going on right now. Thank you very much, though.
Get some sweepies, babe.
I
Get
was
some, get
gonna
some sweepies.
say what I've kind of found interesting is that I felt like that the press didn't ask her engaging enough questions. And maybe that's just the leftist in me, but I sometimes feel like, and this could be the fact that she didn't have enough time to run a really full campaign, but I think that for me, like I would have liked to have seen. I don't know. When's the last time we've actually like had it's hard to blame journalists for being so apprehensive these days because I mean, look at what they're freaking dealing with right now. But I feel like that we would have such a better idea of where our politicians stand if we had people like genuinely questioning exactly where people stand. Like, what are your thoughts specifically on, universal health care? What are your thoughts on what was being proposed when it comes to Medicare for all? Please go in depth with your answer. Like, give have room to actually explain what you want. Because I think she could have said, like, as a middle ground, and been like, um like things won't stay the same, they're going to get even better, and then build off of that, and then talk
Right.
about why they're going to get better. Be like, I'm going to take what Biden has built and I'm going to build upon that, and I'm going to do better. And so I think she could have met a middle ground there, because I do agree it is kind of a trap question, but I just feel like unfortunately we don't really get all of our questions answered that we want of our politicians, because they give such blanket answers and not specific ones that we really want to hear. Well, not in the sense we really want to hear, like what we're seeking for, like to help us determine who to vote for.
I also just don't see any real criticisms of what Biden did. Like, what do you want her to say that one of the things he did was bad? Because he did mostly great things. Like, could
Well, like,
we do more? I guess it was like extremely productive, though.
so you know about the fiber optic lines, right? That he gave. Sorry, hold on a second. That he gave money with the infrastructure plan to make sure that everybody had access to internet in America.
Yeah.
Remember that? Guess who just got fiber lines put into their house?
You?
Yep, my family did, and it's less than what Xfinity is charging. We're paying
Nice.
$100 for 2 gigs of internet, and we were paying almost 150 for less than a gig on Xfinity.
Wait, who's the
And
provider for it?
it's my city.
Yo.
It's
Okay.
tied into our utility.
So, like, I'm not going to turn this into a nerd out thing. I've been forever, like since, I don't know, sophomore year of college, I've been such a proponent of municipal broadband, because that's what that is, because of just the nature of, internet service. So municipal broadband is what Artemis is talking about, where the city handles it, or the municipality, whatever it is. It's a utility, right? And so you don't have to go through Xfinity or any of that. It's paid for, or I guess it's funded in part via tax dollars, but also, if you can just buy it, right? And it tends to be way cheaper.
Yeah.
We didn't have to pay for installation or anything. They came out and did it all. Laid the lines outside, came in today and put it into the house. And I have 6 Gs right now. It's quite lovely. And I don't live. I live in Houston, but like when I say I live in Houston, like there's specific areas of Houston. I don't live in like downtown Houston. So I live in the Houston area where it's not necessarily one of the more packed areas, and so pretty close to country area where I'm at. And if anybody's ever been to Houston, you know what I mean. Like the second you leave the city limits, you just hit like nothingness.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of where I live, is one of those in between areas. And I was surprised. I mean, like me and my husband were like, I'm not gonna give which county, Southern Peach. It's a little too specific for this state. Uh, but we were like, yeah, it's only $100. Let's do it. And my mom was like, okay, yeah, let's get it. Let's get it.
I remember shopping for internet in like 2012 for my business. I was like a office manager for this place, and for us to get symmetrical, like 5 up and down, it was like $1,700 a month.
Oh my gosh.
Like, we need this so bad. We needed this 20 years ago. They had fucking fiber back then.
It's lovely. I mean, it's just especially given the propensity of the wild weather that is here in Texas, depending upon where you live, you can get like I'm in hurricane country, just smack dab, and tornado country now, which is fun.
That
Just
is
wild weather.
that is a good point. That's one of those things that doesn't come up, like, you don't really think about a lot, because fiber is like resilient.
Mhm.
Also, when the shit hits the fan, it is really resilient for that.
Yeah, especially with it being underground too, that definitely helps. Because you don't have necessarily like towers being knocked down, things like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, people definitely look into it because this was something that Biden implemented, and I had forgotten about it until we started looking for better internet options. And then all of a sudden it occurred to me, I was like, wait a second. I guarantee this is from the infrastructure plan from Biden. I was like, I know this is from that. Yeah, it's good. It's helpful. It means I can actually be online more often now, y'all.
I like what you said, Cecil, but unironically, it's true. If you believe that people without high-speed internet are fully ensconced in propaganda and misinformation, you're talking about rural voters. Which way do they vote?
Oh, I did take an actual interesting oh, if anybody wants to know how I found out about it, if you could actually look at your city's like page, like there's usually a web page for your city, and you can look to see if they offer the internet. It's how we kind of found it. I did find this interesting. Did anybody see this article? Hold on, hold on a second here. It was out of the Texas Tribune, and it talked about where specifically like the highest amount of recipients that are on SNAP benefits live in Texas. Did y'all see that by chance?
So, say that again.
No.
Sorry, so it's a map that showed specifically where the highest percentage of SNAP recipients live in Texas.
Okay.
And it's mostly along the border in red counties. They said while the largest quantity of people that are on SNAP benefits is typically in metropolitan areas, we see the highest percentage up to like 30% in a lot of the red counties in Texas. Because if people don't know this, Texas just implemented a law that says that you can't buy soda or sugary foods with SNAP benefits. And because they think that, you know, we did something similar to this before. I think I've heard Nemo talk about it, where we did like ration boxes, something like that, where like we tried to specifically say this is the only food you're allowed to eat if the government's giving it to you, and it led to more people having nutritional issues. And a few Democrats in the state have proposed this idea of like, hey, like we want people to eat healthy, so why aren't you giving them more money with SNAP benefits so they can buy fresh produce? Instead, you're limiting like potential options for people who do live in rural counties, who maybe the only thing that's near their house they can get to is a gas station, and all they have there are sugary snacks and sodas, and that's all you can get, that would give you some caloric intake. And so it's just interesting that a lot of the areas, I just wish that a lot of people in red counties would recognize how much harm gets done to them by their so-called representatives that care about them. Maybe one day, maybe. I don't know. I'm sorry. The Senate race here is going to be interesting. I'm excited for the Senate race. I'm not going to lie.
If you believe
I
that
hope so.
there's a link between sugar addiction and obesity, wait till you hear about Big Sugar and the way they just absolutely get Republicans to put their legs behind their heads. Probably
Yeah, actually,
Democrats too, but probably mostly
you-
Republicans.
I would actually blame a lot more on processed foods, in the sense that, and this isn't necessarily even anyone's fault, but America has to put a lot of preservatives in their food due to how far food has to travel in America, and to keep it fresh and to preserve it. And so I would say it has to do a lot more with what's available to you and the amount of preserves that are like in your food that's going to be more contingent on obesity than simply eating sugary snacks. But yeah, if people don't know what's happening in the Texas Senate race, it might have been missed because, you know, Trump does something new every day. He promised that he would either support John Cornyn, who is our incumbent Republican senator, or Ken Paxton. And he had a deadline and he did not meet that. And so both of them are on the ballot for November, which means, and neither one of them is going to go off the ballot, by the way, because they can't have their names removed. Even if they withdraw, their name will still be on the ballot. And so there are people that want Ken Paxton to be senator. I don't know why. I don't know that man had a biblical divorce on Twitter. I don't know why anybody would support him, but I feel like it's gonna split the vote with the Republicans. Which, I mean,
I hope so.
me too.
I really hope so. I am a big fan of James Talarico. I think that his approach is novel for the most part, as far as like the way that he communicates the I guess progressive ideas. Yeah, I think that it's potent.
I think he could do it. I think that, especially with Tarrant County going blue, that was something that was not expected. But I think that there's definitely a lot more potential. People really do forget that Texas was blue most of its existence. It was only in the last like 50 something years that it's been red. So we'd just be going back to our roots at that point.
Yeah. There's also a little bit of, I guess, a silver lining with the redrawing of the maps in Texas. So I know that Jasmine Crockett was essentially drawn out.
Yes, CT.
So, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
So she was like, drawn out of her district, so she won't be able to, I guess, continue. But the district that was created, I guess, like the new boundaries of it, extremely blue, and it's Texas 30. So that district, they had a primary, and the guy is. Let me find it. Shit. Here we go. Frederick Haynes. So Frederick D. Haynes. He's something. He's also a pastor, but he is not like James Talarico. James Talarico is the nice, calm pastor. This guy is not, and I love him so much. It's great, and I encourage anybody, especially if you're in Texas 30, look this guy up, because holy shit.
You said he's in District 30?
Yeah, he just won the primary. Joe, you said, do I think Georgia will turn blue this year?
I don't know. Y'all always bounce back and forth, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, so, like, with John Ossoff, man, I hope so. I hope so. Like, John Ossoff, he's currently the senator, and he's up this November, and he's a Democrat. I call him Senator Dimples because He is a handsome motherfucker. Like, easily one of the most attractive people in all of Congress, like House or Senate. But also, he's solid. Recently, there's been some clips circulating of him grilling Tulsi Gabbard, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I don't think that there's any legit challenger as far as from the Republican side. My biggest fear was that the current governor of Georgia was going to run for Senate. He's term limited out of the governorship, so he would be stepping down. I was terrified that he was going to run for Senate because if he did, he would win. And he's a Republican, but he's not. And so I don't know if there is like any notable person on the Republican side that could honestly challenge John Ossoff just on name recognition alone. So I think that, you know, he's got a better chance than not. I think that he's still vulnerable. He is still absolutely vulnerable, but I think he might be able to pull it off.
I mean, I'm thinking where people are at right now, that a lot more people are leaning Democrat because they're a little upsetty spaghetti at the fact that, you know, Republicans did exactly what they said they were going to do. Fuck everything up.
That is a good point. Like, he also has that going for him. That is true. I think he can pull it off. I do think that if he wins, he is going to be in contention for a VP pick in 2028. I think that he will absolutely toss his hat into the presidential ring and then probably bow out relatively early on, and he'll be on the short list for a VP.
I could see it.
One that I'm interested about is Graham Plattner, which I've caught some strays over Graham Plattner. I am interested in that race. And yeah. I don't know what the situation is there.
I remember learning about him, and then he was found that he has these tattoos and a kind of a past that he's not proud of, but that he has owned.
Yeah.
I don't know why people are bitching. I mean, our Department of War is blatantly wearing those tattoos and is pretending that they're not. I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. So as far as the Plattner thing, this is what I'm aware of up to this point. So obviously the tattoo thing. Oh fuck. That was one where I'm a history nerd, so I immediately knew what it was. His explanation is believable, which, all right. As far as like the past statements, it's through like a Reddit account that they found of his. I mean, I gotta say, if you are looking at this from just I guess a normal person point of view, like if somebody had a Reddit account, an anonymous Reddit account, right? And you combed through it, and I think that the worst that they found was a couple of questions that were awkward. I mean, if the dude is a secret Yahtzee, that's fucking crazy, right? Like if he's a secret Yahtzee, a Reddit account would have way more than that, right? Because Reddit doesn't give a fuck. So I don't know. I think that yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've caught strays on him. I think that as far as his viability in that race, it makes so much more sense for him to just win that primary. I genuinely like I know people have mentioned that, oh, he's going to be like Fetterman. I don't see that.
No, I don't see him being like Fetterman. I agree. I don't think he's a secret not like Yahtzee. I don't, because like there's evidence of him back like when he was like 18. He was protesting George W. Bush in the Iraq War. He in 2003 he was talking about free Kosovo, Chechnya, Kashmir, Palestine, Kurdistan, and Tibet. And then like I don't even I'm sorry, I don't even necessarily disagree with one thing he posted on Reddit, and I want to clarify what it was. He said it was between 2013 and 2021, in which he calls himself a communist, and he wrote that all cops are bastards, and agreed with a post calling rural white Americans racist and stupid. I don't necessarily disagree. as a white person, I'm gonna yeah, I don't. That's the one I don't disagree with. That's the
as somebody who hails from rural white America, yeah.
Like I don't disagree. I disagree with all the other stuff, but like that one, which I'm reading here, I'm on the wiki page. Like I'm not seeing the other ones. Obviously, I disagree with what the conversation he had about the basically blaming SA victims was absolutely disgusting, and yeah, that's not a good one.
How old was he when he said this?
God, it was in 2013. So he would have been. He was born in 84.
Oh, older.
94.
No.
Yeah, too old to be saying stupid shit.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have made him what, 30, 29, 30.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I do find it comical people getting upset that he made like political violence posts. Like I'm sorry. I just find what we're looking at right now. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's he's like we need to fight. Yeah. No, I know someone said he made racist comments. I'm not seeing them here. I'm not saying he didn't do that. I'm just saying I haven't.
I'm aware of one.
Snowbird.
Yeah.
It shows that you're following me. Don't worry, Snowbird. Steel Magnolia. Yeah, you're good. Sorry. If you were a Democrat, you'd vote for Fetterman twice. Dude, you guys literally vote on vibes. You have no, like, what are veterans' positions? You have no idea. You have no idea. It's just that he's an outlier. He makes the news or something every here and there. You have no fucking position on Fetterman.
Okay, I'm going to throw up a wild theory. I want to hear y'all's take on it, because this is something that, okay, it's a little conspiratorial, but please hang with me here. Does anybody else get the vibe that JD Vance is going to get a divorce and marry Erica Kirk?
I mean, I think that if he thought that would guarantee or like help his political future, then yes, he would. I do think that he's probably going to divorce Usha Vance.
Yeah, Usha and Erica are preggers. Did Erica lose her pregnancy?
Wait, no, that Erica isn't pregnant. No, that was satire. I did look into that. She's not pregnant. It was satire. I swear she's not pregnant.
What is even real anymore, dude?
I promise I looked into it, y'all. Unless this is new.
Caroline is, yeah. Everyone's barefoot.
Wait,
now.
Carolyn Levitt's pregnant. Oh God.
Wait, this is such a okay. I'm sorry. This puts a weird icky feeling to me. I'm sorry, because I typed in Erica Kirk pregnant ? This made me feel icky. This is from like literally 2 months after Kirkline left. She said she was praying she was pregnant with his baby after he was unalived.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
such
yeah.
a weird fucking
That's
place
what
to
started
go.
that's what started the speculation, was her saying that.
That is so, like, that would never cross my mind.
Someone says, isn't Levitt like 63? She's
No.
25 or something.
Yeah. Her husband is 63.
Yeah, she does get the early bird breakfast at IHOP, but not because she's of her age.
They stack discounts. She gets the youngin discount, and then he gets the senior discount, and then yeah, they basically eat for free at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, her husband
Cracker
is in the fucking. He's like the head of the AARP. Like, he is old. He's like,
Yeah. I don't know. I've just been seeing some really weird stuff. Or, like, I know people are saying that's a conspiracy about Gary Kirk and Vance is old. I'm just saying, look, I like to let things kind of settle. I like to kind of marinate it. I like to think about it a little bit before I just jump on a bandwagon. But I'm just saying, it's real weird. I don't know who buys a sparkly pantsuit. I don't know who does that, especially when they're morning. I don't know who does that. Was that like a weird late night purchase, being like, I'm gonna wear this because it expresses my feelings? Because
I'm
I've
just
been
gonna
through mourning.
dance this grief away. I'm just gonna march it off.
It's gonna march it off. I can't. Oh my god.
I'm gonna glitter hands this sadness right away.
Jazz hands.
Gonna
Oh.
do work calls and be like, okay, guys, I know that something horrible just happened to the CEO, but if you need time, be sure to do PTO for it.
Yeah. Are you ready to grieve? I'm just so perplexed by something. Like,
It's so dystopian to look at it from our side, and like how be like that's an actual show. Like, they're politicizing this. It's like so like bad movie.
well,
but
it's
real
wild because
life.
it goes against what Turning Point USA has been doing, like making her the CEO of it. And like, she's now a single mom. She's working. Like, it's like everything that they've stood against specifically for women. And they're like, no, she's the exception. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So yeah, no, I've seen that too. So that supposedly, I'm gonna put supposedly, she spent $1,000 at Aloe the morning after Kirk went downstairs.
Is that a grocery store?
No, you're thinking of Aldi. No, Aloe is like it's a lot of workout gear clothing.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I do think, though, that the theory that her and Kirk had a fight the night before he went to the gig, I think that's like, who tells, like, this is what perplexes me. If I wanted my partner to have like a really good night's sleep, I would leave the bed. Like, I would go sleep somewhere else in the house. I'd be like, you have the full bed. You sleep in the bed that you know is your bed. I wouldn't go, you know where you need to sleep? Our daughter's room. That sounds really comfortable. Go sleep in there. Get good rest. Like, that just seems weird to me. And that's where, like, Kirk slept the night before the gig. Is like, she's like, you should go sleep in our daughter's room so you have a really good night's sleep. And I'm like, that just seems weird, man.
Yeah. I looked up the estimated money that she got in the wake of Charlie Kirk. I mean, I feel like that probably made her feel a little bit better. That might explain the $1,000 purchase because she had that shit. She had it. She had some stacks.
Made her feel better. She's like, you know what? These dollar bills can't absorb all my tears. I have to spend them.
Exactly. Exactly.
What am I gonna do with all this money? There's just so much of it. I can't donate it. I can't do good things with it, obviously. See, okay, this is what bothers me. See, here's the thing. I think that more Republicans watch The View to get enraged than people actually watch The View because they want to
Yeah.
watch The View.
I never met anybody who watches The View.
I've never watched The View, like ever.
I don't want to see a bunch of old women gaggling about, like, it makes our politics kind of like not that palpable for you know, like, it's not my, like, where I want to get my opinions. They seem, they're great ish. Some of them, I don't know. It's just not my jazz. Like, I'm sorry, I'm a 37-year-old man. I like Pokemon and anime. I'm not watching like an old woman's cast news show, opinion show. Yeah.
Yeah, I had come across a video, I'd have to go find it, where someone was talking about a study that was conducted where they took like a bunch of people who only ever watch like Fox News and OAN and everything like that, and they said for 1 month, watch like MSNBC, CNN, ABC, like everything else that's what you would consider like left wing. And they say don't watch any CNN. I mean, don't watch any OAN. Don't watch any Fox News. Don't watch any of that. Just watch these. And like apparently they became like less radicalized, and because they started to see the other side. But then once the study was over and they started rewatching Fox News and OAN, they became re-radicalized again, which is kind of really interesting to me. That they started to like become more centrist within like 1 month, and
Yeah.
then once they started watching it again, because it's built on fear mongering. That's the thing. Like I can't, like only thing. My favorite OAN segment. If anybody wants to know what I'm talking about, look up OAN gay penguins and watch that segment, because it is so fascinating how they take the book In Tango Makes Three, about the true story about two male penguins adopting an egg and raising a baby at the New York Zoo. It's adorable. It's a great story, and it's a kid's book. And apparently, it's turning children to sin, and somehow communism and socialism get brought up into this. But it's like this diatribe that she goes on for like 5 to 7 minutes, and it starts with gay penguins, and it ends at like, oh God, it ends at like either G side or like the Great Replacement theory. Like it goes so far. And I was like, dang, you really had to build that up about, like, it was just about gay penguins, and you just whoosh, you went off into something else. That's what I mean, is it's like it's built on fear mongering, because they build it off of this one little thing, and then suddenly they're like, and they're trying to replace you.
That
And
reminds
it's
me of
like,
a famous, like a meme I posted in like 2009. Probably some leader in the Middle East. I didn't even know who it was, but it was a quote that he said, and it was like, women are dressing immodestly, which is causing more earthquakes and tsunamis. And I was like, that escalated really quickly. Like it was like this like 2 sentence thing. It's like, whoa, man.
yes, that's what's doing it. It's not climate change. It's because women have decided to dress less modestly. The
Yeah.
earthquakes and hurricanes and tornadoes. That makes sense. Actually.
Well, what you're describing, Michelle Bachmann literally said that at one point in America.
What?
I'm not shitting you. You remember Michelle Bachmann? She was like, okay, it's okay if you don't remember her. She basically Sarah Palin without the The you betcha. Without that part. That's Michelle Bachmann. Crazy eyes. Crazy eyes. Okay. She had I don't know, she kind of flamed out pretty quick. But she literally started talking about, and I think this was in 2016 or 2017, maybe. She was talking about an earthquake and a hurricane. And like I remember the delivery. It was like an earthquake, a hurricane. Are you getting it yet? God is communicating to us. Like it was something. I can't. Yeah, I need to look that shit up. It
Oh my
was
God.
crazy.
Oof, this is actually from an Iranian cleric. That quote.
Yeah, remember when people used to say really crazy things and we all just kind of collectively took a step away from them? Remember when that was a thing? And now people seem to be like, no, tell me more. I want to hear your wild, insane things that don't make any sense.
Stop eating beef. We get fixed climate change. There's actual thought. There's actual validity to that.
Yeah,
Isn't
there
there?
is some validity. Yeah,
There's
there is
validity.
some.
The amount of methane that cows create is
It
like
wouldn't be it wouldn't be enough, but it's more of a commentary on the farming industry than it is specifically the cows.
yeah.
It's more of like the fact that
What goes
if
into
we
yeah.
yeah,
Sorry.
what goes into it? Yeah, no, you're good. No, it goes more into the process of the fact that we have such mass production of beef.
Yeah.
So that's the clip. You skipped about halfway through because it's 50 seconds. The first like 20 is the newscaster guy giving a summary. It was the 2012 presidential race. I misremembered.
Trying to remember. I was reading something politics wise. I'm forgetting.
Oh,
What is it? I mean, I know I'm a little bit late on this, but does anybody think it's just alarming when the president says he's just going to take a country? Does anybody else find that weird? Just like I'm gonna take this.
nobody's ever done it. I'm going to have the honors of doing it. Somebody said the honor
Yeah.
of doing it.
Yeah, the honor, like the pleasure of like, which I love that these two things are not the same thing. He's like, free it, take it. I'm like, oh, so those two are not together. Free it, take it, do whatever I want with it. Like, oh, okay.
It's really up to me, so you should praise me whatever does happen, even if it's mildly or kind of really bad. That's like how he's
Oh yeah, his Japan joke. Yeah, that was
Oh, dude,
wild.
he's so dumb.
That was I don't know how other world leaders sit next to him and don't just have a what did you just say look on their face. Like this is why I could not be in politics, because you could just read my expressions every single time. I would be like, I'm sorry, what?
So like when I was learning about the Japan thing, in real time, my brain was like constructing possible fuck ups of what he was about to say, and I'm like, okay, fuck, okay, this can either go Pearl Harbor or Hiroshima Nagasaki. That and like they're both terrible. Somehow Hiroshima Nagasaki that would be probably the worst. So there's that, but also holy fuck, he just said like Pearl Harbor in front of the Japanese prime minister. Like I'm pretty sure Japan longs for the days when we just had presidents that would vomit in their laps instead of that.
What
irritated me. I don't know why, even more than like the wildness of that was like that wasn't even comparable to what was asked. Like he was asked, why didn't you notify your allies that you were gonna bomb Iran? And then he was like, well, why didn't Japan warn us before? And I'm like, that's not
Such a childish answer. Like,
it's
if
also not the
that's the
same
person
thing.
making decisions for us, that's the person unilaterally like deciding who we're attacking with the world's largest war machine and when, with no supervision. This is grandpa, crazy grandpa from Thanksgiving is doing this.
I I know I keep seeing like Republicans starting to like question their loyalty, and I'm thinking, yeah, because now you guys know that he can't technically run for a third term. So y'all don't have to have undying loyalty to him anymore. But it's still too little, too late. Like I was surprised to see Rand Paul playing a quite well put together video of Markwayne Mullen or like threatening to have a throwdown in the Senate chambers. Which, I don't think we have enough of those anymore, actually. I think at this point, I think we would get a lot done with some hand-to-hand combat. But like Rand Paul's like, he's like, you're gonna fist fight people. You shouldn't be in charge of DHS. And I'm thinking like, this is weird coming from you.
Yeah, he's the guy who's really gonna culture a really good, or like create a really good culture of personal responsibility and de-escalation with DHS and ICE.
The man was taking his rings off. I was like, oh my God, the posturing.
Honestly, like I know that the guy that he was challenging in that video, I forgot his name. He's like the head of
Teamsters.
Yeah. So I know that guy ended up kind of screwing us over in 2024 later on. However, I said it at the time. I said it when that shit popped off. I was like, number one, if you look at this man, if you look at the Teamsters man, okay, Teamsters man, I can't remember his oh, here we go. What is it? Sean O'Brien. That's his name. Okay, so Sean O'Brien, and it is that is an Irish ass last name. This guy is very Irish American coded. Just very, very the caricature of like a Boston Union boss. That's what this guy is. If you look at a picture of Sean O'Brien, I don't know. I mean, I just got to say, maybe I'm just jumping to conclusions here. Hold on, let me get the fucking. Here we go. Okay.
You stand your butt up. I'm like, no, you stand your ass. Like, yeah, no, like, I'm like, oh, you remember that etiquette, but but you're gonna fist fight this guy.
I just got flagged. But
like you got flagged.
Yeah, very quickly, and then I'll hop down. This guy, this face has been punched before. This guy knows how to take a punch, and I'm just saying that I kind of wish that Bernie had let it ride.
Oh, Nemo, I okay. I'm gonna stop my stream, y'all. I'm gonna get off.
Yeah,
I'm terrified, guys. I can't lose this account too. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, love you. Bye.
All right.